7-0, Indiana. I have to keep track of football while I'm doing basketball.
Tapos pizza.
Track long distance time is the game yesterday just finished up on time before bedtime.
Hold that thought, Blade. I'm gonna go to the bathroom really quick. Cheers. Do you want to see one of them? Do you want to do a mic check?
Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2. Check check check. Live from Soda Springs High School. It's the Lady Cards versus the Lady Dragons of Malad. Pick that up okay. Probably need a better announcement. Just probably need a better announcement. Huh? Well, got my Red Bull. I'm ready to go. Hello, everyone. Very pleasant good evening from Silver Springs High School. Got the girls on tap tonight. They face the number one ranked Malad Dragons. Boys, last night, oh, we had a tough time with Westside. Very good Westside team last night. Pirates ended up beating the Cards by 20 last night here at Soda Springs High School. And of course, Coach Tyler Brown, he is he's what drives that engine down in Dayton. He's been there probably almost as long as I've been broadcasting, and that's a very long time. Very good West Side team. The Fuller kid, Jaden, I believe was his first name. He was awesome. I think he had 5 threes, and they were just deep. We really didn't have an answer for him last night. So Soda Girls and Malad, they are tied actually in the conference with 3 wins, no losses in the conference. Malad is 13-2 on the season. Soda is 6-9 on the season. The other night, Cards went to Grace, and the Lady Grizz defeated the Cards 66-56 in Grace. So the Lady Cards have the Dragons here tonight. And then next Wednesday, the Lady Tigers of Aberdeen will be here at Soda. And then next Friday, January 16th, the Cards travel down to West Side. And then Declo will be at Soda. Next home game will be Thursday, January 22nd. So Malad comes in with just 2 losses. They lost to Lehigh, Utah. Very familiar with Lehigh Pioneers. Played in their gyms and on their football field. No, they wear purple, I remember. I went to American Fork, and we were kind of rivals, only a couple miles apart between American Fork and Lehigh and Pleasant Grove. Um, the Dragons, they have 4 home games in a row coming up. I wrote, let's see, did I get them all? They're at Aberdeen next Friday, or Aberdeen's at Malad, excuse me. Then Wendell, Lady Trojans on Saturday, January 17th. And then Declo will be at Malad. And then Westside will be at Malad. Under a minute before we start the junior varsity game. Well, I've got notes all over the place. I do have the rankings. They came out in the 3As. Malad is ranked number 1. Ryrie is ranked number 2. Grangeville is ranked number 3. Firth is ranked number 4. Parma is number 5. Picking up votes in the 3As is Ambrose, North Fremont, New Plymouth, and Soda. Soda picked up votes. Ready to go as the Cards come out. Danny Franson will step into the jump circle. Will step in against Jet Nelson. Jet Nelson, I remember her from volleyball. She's at least 6 foot, maybe 6'1". Tall kid, sophomore. We're ready to go. Malad in black, and tap comes down. Going to be controlled by the Dragons into the back court. It is Rupp. Rupp will bring it to the forecourt, gets a pick. I knew we were going to do this. The lad has numbers all over the place, and I tried to get them straightened out, but they changed a lot of their numbers. Man, that's got to be, can't be key. Shot is up and no good. Back the other way is Soda. It'll be Franson into the fourth court. Franson over to the right side goes on the angle to Tingy. Thank you. I dropped my program. One of the Malad guys got it back for me. Thomas outside. And I don't, they were changing jerseys right before the game started, and even their scorekeepers didn't know what the numbers were. No score, almost a minute gone here in the first quarter. Ball goes down into the corner. They drop it into Thomas. Thomas puts the ball up and in. 2-0. Malad Junior Varsity. So they'll bring the ball up. It'll be Tingy to Franson. Franson tried to hit the back door and it was knocked out of the air, and Malad comes up with it. It'll be Rupp into the forecourt. Right angle 3-point shot on the way. No good. Tinky battling for it against Bingham. I think Bingham was the last one to touch it. Full court pressure by the Malad Junior Varsity. Lob comes into Franson. Franson covered by Nelson. She's another one that she was the one that I mentioned. It's about 6 foot tall. So when I said she covers Tingy or Franson, she really covers them. It's hard to get the ball over. Full court pressure by the Cards. Who's getting the ball in is Rupp. The ball is knocked out of bounds. And it'll belong to Malad right here in front of us. Trying to mark some of these Malad kids down. And I've got everybody, and Mikkel Peach is number 11, but I know she's not JV. Ball comes in to Thomas. Shot from the side is good. That was by Rupp. That was about a 15-footer off the right side. And ball is stolen away. Shot is up. That's no good. Franson down with the rebound. Crossover dribble in front of Rupp, brings it into the forecourt. Right wing goes to Tingy. Back to Franson. She'll bring it back up top and start the offense. Gibson into the ball game. Tingy in the left corner. Goes back up top. Gibson back to Taylor. Franson 3-point shot, tough foot shot, rattled around, popped out, but Malad knocked it out of bounds. It'll be Soda's ball underneath their own basket. 4-0, 5:54 to go in the first. One little mixer up top. Ball comes into Tingy, over to Franson. About a 21-footer. That comes off no good. And Malad knocks the ball out of bounds again. Nice effort by Gibson. I've even got one of the Soda kids that I didn't put a number down. And there you are. I got Taylor Peterborg in the book. And big lob comes in to Thomas. Ball comes up the floor to Bingham. Across the top, they work it over to Jet Nelson. Back outside to Rupp. Rupp working against Tingy. Bounce pass on the angle. Goes to the wing. Back up top. Ooh, that almost went through the hands of Rupp. She did a good job. Shot from the corner. 3-point shot. No good. Good rebound by Franson. Danny Franson into the forecourt. Down the left side. Puts the shot up. Scores, and she's fouled. Nice body control by the freshman. So give Danny the basket, and she'll go to the free throw line. And that foul was against Cassie Rupp. Franson for one. Shot is up on Reds. Right down to the bottom of the well, and it's 4-3. Into the ball game is Shrink. Ball comes up the floor to Bingham. Over high post. Nelson, a deep shot. Rebound comes down to Franson. Franson will bring it into the forecourt with a left-hand dribble. Gibson in the corner. 18-footer, a little long. Ball is loose on the floor. Jet Nelson for Malad will collect it and get it back to Sam Schrank. Schrank into the forecourt. She's not very tall. I'm not sure she's 5 foot. Ooh, that might have been a walk. I let that go. And I guess in my mind, when I look at that, for it to actually be a walk, you've got to have control. Allie Osborne checks in, Gibson checks out. So we gain about 1.5 feet on that exchange. Shot is up and good. Nice inbounds play. And that is 4 points for Kennedy Thompson. Ball goes over to the right side to Hallie Osborne. Shot was up and blocked as Lorelei Richardson put it up. Had the shot blocked. So the ball along their own baseline. Inbounding the ball for the Cards is Osborne. And a turnover. I think what happened, and I didn't quite see it, I was looking at my book, is they come in and Malad taps it back to Osborne, who was standing out of bounds. Ball comes up to Nelson, left wing, up the three-point shot. That caroms off, rebound to Nelson. Shot up by Schrank, and she got it. 8-3. Midcourt trap for the Dragons. Tingy in the backcourt. Ball comes up to Osborne. Hallie Osborne over to Franson on the right wing. Franson, a couple of dribbles. A little reach in. Not much there. I think they called that on Rupp. That'd be her second. She is the point guard. Checking in for Soda will be Taylor Peterborg. And Richardson will check out. Soda ball underneath their own basket. Osborne got to get it in. 5 seconds. Gets it outside to Allie Osborne. Outside is Tingy working between the circles. Gets a pick from Peterborg in the corner to Franson. Franson started to drive the baseline. Cut off. Backed it up. Schrank down with the rebound for the Dragons. Good pass into Thomas. Thomas puts the shot up. And she was fouled. Another 2-shot foul, and I think they called that on Allie Osborne. Just the first foul on the Cards at the line. I'm thinking it's Thomas. I can't see for her ponytail. Might be Jet Nelson. They're both really tall. No, I can see Jet on the sideline. It's got to be Thomas. Second shot. That one drops in. And it was Kennedy Thomas. She has 5 points. Midcourt pressure. Ooh, Osborne might have walked. Good defense. That's going to be a jump, narrow points to Malad. That little midcourt trap kind of bothers Soda. 6-point lead, 9-3 for the Malad Junior Varsity. Ball comes in to Arnaud, who's checked in. Schrank outside. Good defense by Tingy. Thomas in the middle. Ball knocked away by Osborne, and she can't catch it before it touched the baseline. It'll be Schrank. He was about 3 feet tall. Ball comes way outside to Nelson. Shot up. Oh, what a nice shot. Just inside the line is Bingham, and it's an 8-point lead, 11-3. The lead pass comes down to the angle, back up top to Franson. Franson straight away goes in the corner to Osborne. Osborne way up top to Tingy. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Franson on the left angle. Drives to the wing. Schrank, good defense. Comes back up top to Taylor Tingy. Now there's 8 seconds on the shot clock. Franson a deep shot. That caroms off, and down with the rebound is Thomas for Malad. Dragons on the run at Schrank, and wasn't looking. Bingham, Aspen Bingham was breaking for the basket, and the ball went right behind her. Checking in. And I knew that was going to happen. We don't have a 13. Not even Malad was sure. But they made the joke. They hollered down to the bench. The scoring table did. If we get a technical, it's your fault. Now outside, Peter Borg gets it back to Danny Franson. Franson's going to be a great player. Got some good young kids. Outside is Taylor Tingy. Franson about 24 feet. That's short. Rebound down to Hallie Osborne. Goes to Tingy. Tingy on the right angle. Back along the baseline. Osborne drives, puts a shot up in amongst the trees, but Osborne comes out of there with it. Hallie back outside Franson on the right angle. There's a 22-footer. Tingy with the rebound. Drives to the baseline off the left side. Franson another long shot. And Tingy fights for the rebound. They're going to call Taylor for a walk. Maybe. Gibson will check in, and checking out is Hallie Osborne. No pressure in the back court by the Cards as Schrank gets a pick up top, works to the right angle, goes to Nelson in the corner, three-point shot. Nelson way up over the top of Osborne. And that was one of those over the back, my pet peeve. And she didn't make any contact. She is so tall. Good defense by Franson and causes a double dribble against Sam Schrank. Ball comes in from Franson to Taylor Tingy. Tingy will work it into the forecourt. We're down to 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. Franson will back it out. It's 11-3, Malad. Gibson on the angle. High post to Osborne. Goes to Franson. Fakes right. Goes left and drops it in. Franson has all 5 points for the Cards. Midcourt pressure over the head of Nelson. Osborne will just let it go out of bounds. Richardson will check back in for Soda. 17.4 seconds. Taylor Tingy will check out. Try to save her energy. She is such a warrior, and they don't want her to pick up a foul with just 10 seconds to go. Goes to Franson. Franson up top to Osborne. Schrank knocks it away. 2 seconds. One deep shot by Franson. That's the end of the first quarter. At the end of one, Malad leads it here in the JV game, 11-5, a 6-point lead for the Dragons. In the conference, Malad and Soda are tied in the conference at 3-0. Difference is Malad is 13-2 on the season, just the 2 losses. Lost to Lehigh, Utah, the Pioneers, 43-39. And they lost to a very good Bear Lake team, 57-50. So Soda is second with the same record at 3-0 in the conference, but Soda is 6-9 on the season. Then it's Wendell, 2-1 in the conference, 7-7 on the season. Aberdeen is 2-2 in the conference, 4-9 on the season. Westside is 0-3 in the conference, and they are also 4-9 on the season. And Declo 0-4 in the conference and 5-8 on the season. Just took a peek at that football game. I'm trying to see, did Oregon score? Yes, they did. So it is 7-7 in the Peach Bowl. Of course, Miami won last night, 31-27. I got home just in time to see that final touchdown by the Hurricanes. Yeah, I said Hurricanes. Tingy had a look at a 3. decided otherwise, kicks it back outside to Franson. Franson across the top to Gibson, drops it into Richardson. Richardson off the left baseline. Gibson, Franson from the corner. That's no good. It's collected way over in the other corner. Again, I don't have a 13. Come down to Thomas. Thomas puts the shot up and she's fouled. So that's fouled. You have to wait for him to post it. That goes against Allie Osborne. That's her second. Now for Thomas at the free throw line. She is one of two from the line. Shot is up, and that one's too hard off the back of the rim. Checking in, Allie Osborne. And Allie Osborne will check out. One more shot for Thomas. She's a pretty big kid. Shot is up, and that one's too hard. And the rebound was taken by Franson. Franson into the forecourt, up top between the circles, right side to Taylor Tingy. Tingy on the wing, comes back outside to Gibson, over on the angle to Osborne. Osborne back up top to Danny Franson, high post to Richardson. Double teamed, and the ball is ripped away. And I'm trying to see if I have a 13 on the varsity. I don't. The ball was kicked out of bounds, and that'll belong to Soda. Cardinals behind by 6. With a minute and a half gone in the second quarter. 6:45 to go until halftime. Tingy over to Franson. Franson deep wing goes into the corner to Tingy. Tingy didn't get that high enough. Was trying to hit Gibson and shrink. Not the same height as Gibson. Takes it out of the air. I know. Gets it back to Shrent. Goes down into the corner. Tough defense in the corner by Franson, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. And I think they say it went off of Malad. And we remain 11-5. That was the first quarter score. Ball will come into Tingy. No pressure. She'll just walk it up the floor. I was trying to see if that was a man or a 1-2-2. It goes into Richardson. Richardson puts it up, and she's going to be tied up. And the alternate possession belongs to Malad. This is the junior varsity game. Varsity game will be next. Number 1, Malad against Soda, who also picked up votes in the coaches poll. Goes into the corner. Franson, tough defense. Back outside, high post to Thomas. All alone in the corner. Shot up, no good. Richardson battles for it. Ping-pongs around, and Gibson comes down with it. Gibson pushes it down to the baseline off the right side. Double team, and the ball taken away. They are no. Rupp back into the ball game. Works to the right angle. Drops it into Thomas. Shot from the side. And ball goes out of bounds, and I think it went off of Thomas. $5:19 to go until halftime. 11-5. Taylor Tingy will walk it up the floor, double teamed as soon as she comes across the half court line. Gets it. Franson, Tingy from the left corner. That's long. Battle for the rebound. Gibson battling in there. She was tied up with one of my no names, number 11. Osborne, get it in. There was a 5-second call last night against Westside. I haven't seen one all year. Gibson, ball was knocked out of the air, goes over to Osborne. Howley puts a shot up, little hook shot, got her own rebound. Tried to shake off her Dragons that were kind of hanging on her. We're going to get a foul. And that foul is going to go against Aspen Bingham. I got a lot of help tonight. I had a lot of help last night. I love it when I got extra referees. And a little bit wide left for Hallie. She'll get one more. I don't see everything, and I'm glad the visitors bring extra help. Osborne one more, and that one's off the basket. And got a reach in, might have been Franson. Yeah, and that'll be Danny's first foul. Timeout, Soda, as Billy K. Sims calls timeout. 11-5. In the 2A rankings, I gave you the 3As, our division, Malad, Ryrie, Grangeville, Firth, Ambrose, North Fremont, New Plymouth, and Soda with votes. In the 2As, Oakley, Lapway, Butte County is third, Prairie, Grace is ranked number 5. Picking up votes in the 2As, Kamei, Rimrock, Raft River, Council, and Lakeside. Been stuck on 11-5. Both teams have missed 2 free throws in the second quarter, almost halfway through the second quarter. Full court pressure by Soda as Rupp will get the ball into Thomas. Back to Rupp. Lead pass comes down to Bingham. Bingham over the top of Thomas, and Franson takes it out of the air for the Cards. Lead pass down to Gibson. Goes back outside Osborne. Franson on the right angle. Gibson work it to the left side to Tingy. Back to Gibson. Tingy now about a 22-footer. Matt rims out, and Arnaud for Malad down with the rebound, overshot Bingham, and Bingham's going to get the foul against Tingy. So Aspen Bingham will pick up her second foul. Malad will extend the pressure, a 1-2-2 zone press. We used to call that a jughead zone. Franson. You can double team on that just about anywhere on the court. Franson takes it clear to the baseline, put the shot up, and Nelson for Malad down with the rebound. Rupp walks it into the fourth court, goes to the right angle. Tough defense by Franson. Rupp on the wing, down into the corner to Schrenk. Schrenk drives in, laid it off the rim. And Tingy with the rebound over the head of Franson. That's going to go out of bounds and belong to the ladies in black. Checking in Allie Osborne. Still 11-5. Looks like a 2-3 zone by Soda. Then to Nelson. Nelson leans in. Thomas with the rebound, and she's fouled from behind. And that foul is going to go against Hallie Osborne. 3 fouls on Soda. Thomas, 1 of 4 from the line, will get a pair. Shot is up, and that one rattled around, popped out. She'll get one more. Checking in. I'm not sure who she is, and I think she's got a varsity uniform on. Thomas for one more. Shot is up, and that one's no good, but Nelson over the top puts it up. 6-footer puts it up again, and I think she was fouled. Nelson, Jet Nelson, she's probably 2 inches, maybe 3 inches taller than Osborne, who's really tall. Allie, probably 5'9"ish. Shot up, the lefty puts it in. So Jet Nelson gets her first point. She'll get one more. Peter Borg checked in for Richardson. One more. No, showed it up with both hands. I thought she was left-handed. Rebound comes down to Thomas. Nelson tried to keep it alive. Peter Borg for Soda. They're going to call a jump ball. Wow. Long arms of the Dragons. Possession will belong to Malad. 12-5. 3:09 to go until the half. 3-point shot over the basket, and Allie Osborne down with the rebound off to Tingy. Tingy into the forecourt to the left angle, down in the corner. Osborne will give it back to Taylor. Taylor just about had it poked away, works around the arc to Gibson. Well, there's a mismatch. Jet Nelson on Gibson. Ball is knocked away, but it's picked up by Malad. Sam Schrank outside, works between the circles, bounce pass to the right angle. Soda in a man now. There's a drive, shot it by Rupp, is short. Missed everything, went under the basket. Franson will check in. Gibson will check out. She's a tough little player. Pressure in the backcourt. It's that jughead zone. Soda just about threw it away. They did. Franson couldn't quite hang on to it. She was leaning on the sideline right in front of the Soda bench. Almost fell out of bounds, but lost the ball out of bounds. It'll belong to Malad. Bounce pass comes into Rupp. Rupp up top between the rings. Will work to the right wing. Drives to the baseline. Inside, shot up by Thomas. Hit the bottom of the backboard. Taken out of there by Franson. Franson drives hard down the left side. Cut off by Nelson. Comes back outside to Osborne. Hallie has the ball knocked away. I just call out of bounds, or they call a foul. Just out of bounds right in front of the Malad bench. It'll be Franson to inbound the ball. Ooh, easy pass gets picked up by Schrank. She takes it coast to coast. Missed the layup. And we call a jump or we call a foul. I think call a foul on Sam Schrank. That will be her second. So Malad 12-5. They back the pressure off. Rupp will pick up Tingy as she crosses the midcourt stripe. Tingy from the free throw line. No good. Ball is loose on the floor. You can bet Tingy right in the middle of it. Peter Borg comes up with it. Goes to the corner to Hallie Osborne. Up top, Franson 21-footer. That banks off no good. And Malad down with the rebound. Into the forecourt is Rupp. Rupp, pick and roll, not well, kind of was there, but she didn't roll to the basket. Rolled outside, comes into Thomas. Thomas got her own rebound, covered up and in, and she was fouled. It was 7 points. This is only 1 of 6 from the free throw line. 9-point lead. Richardson checks in for Soda. Arnaud checks in for Malad. 14-5. Thomas can make it a 10-point lead with 1:09 to go until halftime. Shot rattles around, pops out. Lorelei Richardson with the rebound, leaves it for Franson. Franson will bring it into the forecourt. Picked up top, gets a pick by Peter Borg. Goes down into the corner and right through the hands, or right through the wickets, we used to say in baseball. And Taylor just kind of looked at her palms. No, you didn't have the Spidey grip. Went right through your hands. Malad just traveled, and again, that's one of my no-name kids, number 11. 14 to 5, 46.7 seconds. Franson inbounds the ball to Tingy. Tingy looking at Coach Sims. 30 seconds time shot clock. 38 on the time clock. Franson right wing deep shot by Tingy. That comes off. Jet Nelson high for the rebound. Shot clock is off. Driving down the left side. That might have been a lock. Shot is up. Tinky rips it away from Thomas. I think we have near fall on that one. Near fall, that's 3 points, isn't it? Might have been a reversal. Tinky was right in there, ripped the ball away. Possession belongs to Soda. Franson into the fourth quarter. Gibson just about got taken out with the pick. Richardson way outside, just inside the arc, banks one in. 4 seconds. And the ball over the head of Arnaud with point 0.6 seconds goes out of bounds. Theoretically, you can't get a shot away unless you have about 2 seconds. Soda only come up with 2 points in that quarter. But Malad just 3 points. So it is 14 to 7. The Junior Dragons. Let me add up the scoring. I can probably do this really fast, just in my head. Sam Schrank, 2-point basket. Jet Nelson, 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 1. Aspen Bingham, a 2-point basket. Cassie Rupp hit a 2-point basket. And Kennedy Thomas has 7 points. She had 3 twos and was 1 of 7 from the free throw line. Dragons hit on 2 of 9 from the free throw line, committed 6 personal fouls. For Soda, Danny Franson had 2 twos, was 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 5. Lorelai Richardson hit a basket for 2. That's it. Hallie Osborne, 0 for 2 from the line. So Soto was 1 of 3 from the line, committed 4 personal fouls. At the end of the first quarter, Dragons led it by 6, 11 to 5. Then in the second quarter, Malad outscored Soto by 1. And so the halftime score is 14 to 7, the Malad Junior Varsity. Let me take a look at 14 to 7, Indiana in the Peach Bowl. In the boys' rankings, Wendell is ranked number 1. St. Mary's is ranked number 2. Tie for 3rd with Declo and New Plymouth. That was really a good New Plymouth team. Orofino is ranked 5th, and almost everybody else picked up votes. Ambrose, Ryrie, West J, North Fremont, Malad, Nampa Christian, Westside, Marcy, and Melbourne all picked up votes. I know I wrote them down. Where'd they go? I'll check girls' games tonight. Girls' games tonight. Those rascally rich rebels from Randolph, Utah, are in Grace tonight. both the boys and the girls. West Yellowstone, Montana, same thing. They brought their girls and boys teams to Ashton, play North Fremont. Other girls' games going on. Highlands at Canyon Ridge. Idaho Falls is at Century. Firth is at Declo. Skyline at Hillcrest. Burley at Preston. Bonneville's at Shelley. Bear Lake is at South Fremont. Rigby's at Thunder Ridge. And Wendell is at Westside. Boys' games last night. Bear Lake defeated Grace 58-52. Mackey all over North Gym 84-23. It was Blackfoot 77, Bonneville 61. Burley, good one, 67 over Century 66. And that was out in Burley. So the Bobcats on the home floor, just a 1 point win. Wendell defeated Declo 63-39. It was Highland over Rigby 55-42. Hillcrest defeated Idaho Falls 57-51. Madison over Canyon Ridge 58-45. Preston defeated Minico. So the Spartans out in Rupert 56-46. Shelley in a good one over Skyline 47-46. Teton defeated Snake 46-38. It was South Fremont over North Fremont 61-49. And it was Twin over Pokey 55-51. Take a look at some college stuff going on. BYU will be at Utah at the Huntsman Center tomorrow. Their last game out, they defeated Arizona State by a lot, 104-76. And then they'll have TCU. Horned Frogs will be in Provo at the Marriott Center next Wednesday. And then BYU will be at Texas Tech a week from tomorrow. Boise State having a little trouble getting their basketball team going. They're 1-3 in the Mountain West, 9-6 on the season. They lost to Grand Canyon the other night, 75-58, and that was in Boise. And so they'll have the Aggies. Utah State will be at Extra Mile Arena on Saturday. Then the Broncos travel to Las Vegas to the Thomas and Mack on Tuesday. Utah 0-2, 8-7 on the season. They got BYU at the Huntsman Center on Saturday. 3 losses in a row. Their last outing was at Colorado in Boulder, 85-73. They are at Texas Tech on Wednesday. Utah State, with their record, they still haven't cracked the top 25, but they did pick up votes. In the Mountain West, they are 4-0. On the season, they are 13-1. Last time out, they defeated the Falcons of Air Force. I think that was in Colorado Springs, 99-62. And again, they're at Boise State tomorrow. Nevada, Wolfpack will be in Logan on Wednesday. Idaho, 1-1 in the Big Sky. They lost last night to Montana, 79-73. So they are 1-1, 9-6 on the season. Idaho State, they lost to Northern Colorado last night, 85-72. So they're 1-2 in the Big Sky and 8-8. They'll be at Northern Arizona tomorrow. Weber defeated the Lumberjacks last night, 78-65, down in Flagstaff, and they switch with Idaho State. They'll be in Greeley tomorrow, face Northern Colorado. Just over a minute to go in the half. Once again, the college playoffs. Miami. Wow, that was a great game. I got home just in time. Miami defeated Ole Miss 31-27 last night, and they will wait for the winner of Indiana and Oregon in the Peach Bowl tonight for the national championship on Monday, January 19th. It'll be Miami versus either Oregon or Indiana. And right now the Hoosiers lead the Ducks 14-7. Jazz, well, they beat Dallas last night in Salt Lake, 116-114 and they had 5 losses in a row, so that stopped that. But they had 5 road games in a row, lost them all, got a couple of home games. They got Charlotte tonight or tomorrow in Salt Lake, and then they go on the road again for 4 more road games. We are ready to go in the second half, third quarter, ready to begin the Dragons basketball. Ball comes in to Hatch. Hatch, a bounce pass, shot from the side, no good. Thomas with the rebound, no box off. She missed a chippy, and Franson down with the rebound for Soda. Franson into the forecourt, covered by Hatch. Goes to the left wing, Tingy, a deep shot. And I think she was fouled. That would be a 3-shot foul. And that foul, and I think I wrote that down, he was by Van Beber. But I don't have her in the JV book. That's a cute last name, Vambebber. Shot up by Tingy, it's good. Should get 2 more. Boy, you don't foul 3-point shooters. Go straight up. Second one dances and drops in. Nice touch, Taylor. She'll get 1 more. Try to get the 3-point play from the free throw line. That one short off the rim. Jet Nelson down with the rebound, ball taken away. Richardson to Osborne. Osborne turns in, shoots. That's off. Down with the rebound is Thomas. Malad, long lead pass down to Jet Nelson in the right corner, cut off by Franson. Back outside, Hatch to Nelson, goes outside to Van Beber. Bounce pass, Van Beber cuts to the basket. Nice block from behind. Well, Thomas had 2 feet out of bounds and knocked that back in, but she knocked it in to Gibson. Outside Franson fakes, works to the left angle, backs it out, sets the offense. Cross over to Gibson on the right wing. Gibson, ooh, she walked. They didn't see that. Franson runs it down into the back court. 14 on the shot clock. Goes to Tingy. Gibson, 3-point shot. That was off. Tingy runs it down. Tingy on the left angle, left wing. Osborne comes into Richardson. Richardson is triple team. She's going to get tied up. And the alternate possession belongs to Soda. Hallie Osborne will take the ball out of bounds along the Soda baseline. Osborne gets it into Tingy. Tingy at a high post, left elbow. Richardson, Franson, a deep shot. No good. Van Beber down with a rebound. Lead pass down to Rupp. And she got behind the defense and lays it in. 1-2-2 full court press, and it's stolen away by Van Beber. And 2 Dragons fighting each other, and Tinky comes up with it. Tingy into the forecourt fakes. Oh, kicked it over to Gibson. She was falling down as she threw that over to the right side, threw it out of bounds. She's a little off balance. This will be Molat basketball up by 7, 16-9. Ball comes into Rupp, goes back to Hatch. Hatch trap, gets it up to Thomas, to Van Bever, and Richardson knocks the ball out of bounds. Quick hands by Lorelei Richardson. It'll be Rupp, Cassie Rupp to inbound the ball. Gets it into Hatch. Hatch back to Rupp. Rupp will bring it back up top between the circles. Gibson on Rupp. Comes to Hatch on the left wing. Bounce pass inside. Van Bever leans in. Tough luck shot there. Scooped it underhand up underneath the defense, and it just fell off the rim. Gibson into the forecourt. Up near midcourt. Hatch reaches in. Goes down into the corner on the right side to Tingy. Back to Gibson. High post to Richardson. 3-point shot by Tingy is no good. Van Bever down with the rebound for the Dragons. Gets it to Rupp. Rupp works around the pick by Van Bever. She's a pretty big kid. And goes it to Rupp. Left side as Jet Nelson put it up. Nelson's going to reach in and tie up Tingy. Refs are looking at each other like, was that a foul or was that a jump? They call it a jump. Possession will belong to Malad. Hatch did down the ball for the Dragons along their own baseline. Ooh, ball comes into Nelson. She had an easy shot. Couldn't finish it, but she was fouled. So Nelson will go to the free throw line. That's the third foul on Allie Osborne. Jet Nelson at the free throw line. Shot is up and good. Peterborg will check in for Tingy. 4:45 to go in the third quarter. Jet Nelson for one more. Tall kid. She'll be 7 feet tall before she's a senior. Just a sophomore. Hits both free throws. Pressure in the back court. Franson is double teamed. Timeout. Soda. They were in all kinds of trouble, and the only way they could get out of that double team was called timeout. Your NFL wild card games, a couple tomorrow. Green Bay is at Chicago. The Rams are at Carolina. Those are the Saturday games. Sunday, 49ers will be at Philadelphia, and Chargers will be at New England. Bills will be at Jacksonville. And Monday, Houston will be at Pittsburgh. Seattle has the bye in the NFC, and Denver has the bye in the AFC. So timeout, Soda. $18-9, a 9-point lead for the Malad junior varsity team. 4:39 to go in the third. Peterborg will take it out for Soda along the Malad baseline, 94 feet away. Comes into Allie Osborne. Just about walked. Gets the ball on the floor, threw it over the head of Richardson. And Lorelei can't run it down, goes out of bounds. So Malad up by 9. We'll have the basketball as Tingy will check in for Richardson. No pressure in the back court by Soda. Hatch will bring the ball across the timeline, gets a pick from Nelson, bounce pass in the corner to Rupp. Low post, Van Bever. Nice left-handed shot off the left side, and it's an 11-point lead. Thomas steals the ball. It's loose on the floor, and Osborne comes up with it. Lead pass to Harry Osborne from Allie. And the shot is up and she was fouled. Gonna go against Hatch. It's only the second foul. We've been letting them play. Now they'll put Hallie Osborne at free throw line. She's 0 for 2. Shot is up, and that's off the heel of the basket. Hallie, a sophomore. We've got Schrank trying to check in. I got a sleeper down here. Pay attention, Soda. Second shot is good. Was What'd they say on that first one? Did they wave the first one off? And they awarded Osborne another shot. Richardson will check in. Gibson checks in. Peterborg and Allie Osborne check out. Hallie for one more. Puts the right-handed shot up off the heel of the basket. Got a whistle. I think got another violation against Malad. So Hallie will get one more. Shot is up, and that one's too strong, but the rebound comes. Oh, she lost it out of bounds. Doggone it. Tinky had it in the corner. And just kind of like a greased pig, went off her hands and went out of bounds. Hatch will walk it up the floor with 3:58 to go in the third. Hatch between the rings over to Nelson, way outside on the angle. Franson covers, goes to Van Bever. Hatch takes it out of the air. Shrink. Whoa, the ball got stuck. Come on, I want to see somebody jump up there and knock it down. Oh, the ref touched it, but he couldn't get it loose. They throw a ball in from the Soda bench. They'll take the ball. Oh, the ball went in the basket. I think they'll consider that a jump ball. And the arrow belongs to Soda. He threw the ball at the ball that was stuck, and the ball that was stuck went up in the air and come back down through the basket. Got a cheer out of the crowd. Gibson down to Richardson in the low blocks. Richardson put it up, hit the side of the backboard. Osborne. And I think we got a foul. Might have been Thomas leaning on Richardson. Now he says Vandover. And that's her second. Soda ball along their own baseline. Osborne outside to Gibson on the right angle to Franson. Franson in the corner, across the top of the defense to Richardson. She gets it outside. Gibson to Tinky. Right elbow. Osborne almost banked it in. Van Bever with the rebound. Hatch kicked it out of bounds. No, it's loose on the floor. Man, who got a foul? Gonna be Tingy. And on Taylor, that's just her first. 3 team fouls on Soda, or make it Milan, 2 on Soda. Comes into Van Bever, she had a chippy. Rebound comes down, it's knocked away, but I think we got a foul as Hallie Osborne reached in. And that is the third foul on Hallie. Hatch inbound the ball, comes into Van Bever, outside to Shrink. Hatch, 3-point shot from the corner, nailed it. Pressure in the backcourt, comes up to Tingy. Tingy drives on Bingham into Richardson, missed a chippy off the left side. And Malad down with the rebound. Into the forecourt, leaves it outside for Sam Shrink. In the corner, shot up and whirls around. Van Bever with the rebound. Missed the putback. Van Bever again, and this time she drops it in. 15-point lead. 25-10. 2:15 to go. Franson into the forecourt. Works the left side. Tingy from the wing across the top over to Osborne. Osborne drives, puts a shot up. Ball comes right back to Osborne, and she puts it in. Hallie Osborne with 3 points. Hatch will walk it up the floor under 2 minutes to go in the third. Goes to Shrek up top into Van Beber. She hooked and shot right in front of the basket, and she was fouled. That foul was against Osborne, and that's her 4th. So Hallie will check out, and Allie will check in. That is the 4th foul on Soda. Next foul, Malad will be in the bonus. Franson knocks it away. It's loose on the floor. And I think Franson was laying across the sideline. And well, I didn't see that way, but I'll take it. I thought Franson was on the sideline touching the ball, and that's out of bounds. So they give the ball to Soda. Tingy will walk it up the floor with 1:35 to go in the third. Whoa, over the head of Gibson and out the door. You get some nachos when you bring that ball back. 25-12. Hatch walks it into the forecourt. Ball knocked away by Franson. Goes out of bounds. Belonged to Malad with 1:21 to go in the third quarter. Indiana running away from the Ducks. It's 28-7. Hoosiers in the Peach Bowl. Outside, Hatch, Van Bever. Left side off the angle. Don't call a 3-point shooter. Chance of that going in is less than 45%. Girls, it might even be less than that. The chance of getting it from the free throw line is a lot better odds. Shot goes up, rims out, and that's one of the kids that I don't have a name for. Let's see if we got 3 shots on that. No, they're only going to say 1 shot. So she must have been on the line when she put that up. Second shot was good. 26-12. 14-point lead. Soda has only managed 4 points here in the third quarter. 1 basket and 5 points. 3 of 5 from the free throw line. Richardson goes around the arc inside. Allie is trapped. Gets it back outside to Franson. Franson to Tingy. 45 seconds. Another foul. And they're starting to tighten it up. Shrink will check out. Franson along the baseline. Got to get it in. Gets it into the corner. Back to Franson. In the low blocks outside. Gibson 3-point shot. That's wide left. And Van Bever down with the rebound. Down the right sideline. Cross over the top. There's an open shot. She let it go. Gets it off to Hatch. Hatch inside. Bingham puts up the shot. Hatch follows. And Richardson takes it away. Gets it off to Tingy. Tingy in the forecourt. Back to Franson. Franson pulls up 18 feet and got it off the left wing. 7 seconds. Hatch into the forecourt. Works down the right side. Taken away by Franson. Going to get a jump ball with 0.1 seconds. And the possession arrow points to Malad. So Hatch running down the ball. Van Bever puts it up. That's the end of third quarter. 7 points for Soda in that quarter. And Malad put up 12. So outscored Soda by 5. Think they are still in the second quarter in the Peach Bowl, and it's 28-7, Indiana. We are headed to the fourth quarter here in the junior varsity game. Girls games tonight. The Rich Rebels are at Grace. They brought the boys team as well. West Yellowstone, Montana is at North Fremont. They brought their boys as well. Highlands at Canyon Ridge. Idaho Falls is at Century. Firth at Declo. Skylines at Hillcrest. Burley was at Preston. Bonneville at Shelley. Bear Lake at South Fremont. Rigby at Thunder Ridge. And Wendell is at Westside. Soda ball to begin the final quarter as it comes into Gibson. Gibson's right angle to Peterborg. Peterborg looking for the pick and roll there. Now lob over Alley's head. And they're going to say Malad touched it. Must have been Nelson. She was only the tallest one able to touch that. Ball comes in, left wing to Hallie Osborne, up top to Gibson. Gibson between the rings. Osborne, three-point shot off the right wing. Nice job by Richardson battling for the rebound. Possession on the tie-up will belong to Malad. Half a minute gone in the final quarter as the ball comes into Rupp. Rupp with her bright pink shoes walks it up the floor. Between the circles, left side, Rupp guarded against Osborne, puts up a three. Threw it right to Allie Osborne, missed everything. Gibson drives hard into the forecourt, right down the middle of the paint. And that's Osborne. I'm thinking that's 5. And I think she's thinking it's 5. Yep, it is. Hallie will fall out of the ball game. She'll have to grab some pine for the last 7:15. That'll bring Xander off the bench to replace Hallie Osborne. Ball comes into Cassie Rupp. Rupp up the floor to Arnell, who's checked in. Back to Rupp, shot from the corner, short. Richardson down with the rebound. Lorelei's kind of trapped by Nelson, gets it off to Gibson. Big reach there. Gibson at about 5 feet tall against Nelson, who's 7 feet tall. Ball is taken away. Arnell. Ball goes up in the air. Rupp comes down with it. Rupp gets it. That's backcourt. Yeah, good call. Let me tell you why that's backcourt. A lot of people didn't agree with that one, but you have to establish yourself into the forecourt. She jumped from the backcourt in the air, took the ball in the air, so she was still in the backcourt, even though she was across the line. That's a good call. That's a really young official out there. Looks like he's about 15 years old. But that was the right call. That was a good call. In fact, I haven't seen these two officials before. 26-14, 12-point lead for the Dragons. I keep getting texts. That's my phone that you can hear going off. Soda ball on the side on the turnover by the Dragons. Peterborg to inbound the ball. Comes into Gibson. Gibson across the timeline, shadowed by Rupp, comes into Xander, and Nielsen reaches over the top and just takes it away from Xander. That's what you can do when you're 7 feet tall. Ball goes to the right side on the angle. Peter Borg on the defense. High post. Thomas puts it up. Nelson with the rebound. That's punched up in the air. And Richardson for Soda comes down with the rebound. Gets it to Gibson. Gibson will leave it for Osborne. Richardson outside. Ball knocked out of bounds. And they say Malad touched it. Peterborg way outside. No, run that down. That you can still get that. And the block by Gibson from behind. Malad wanted a foul. Oh wow. No, that wasn't a makeup. Gibson was bumped all the way down the sideline, and then they called the foul the other way. Or stepped on the sideline is what they called. She was literally bumped out of bounds. Goes over the head, comes back up top to Arnell. Shot is up, no good. And Ali Osborne comes up with it to Gibson. Gibson has the ball punched away from behind and Rupp for the Dragons into the forecourt. Shot, deep one, caroms off. Ali Osborne runs it down and lost it off her foot. That goes out of bounds. It'll belong to Malad right in front of their bench. Ball comes in, and again, that's my no name. Goes to Rupp, back around the arc, back up top, coming down to 5 minutes to go in the ball game. Back up top, almost threw it over the head of Arnaud. And that's a foul, 3-point shot from the corner. I think I've had this conversation tonight. You don't foul a 3-point shooter. Let them shoot it. Just put a hand in their face. In fact, what you do is you spread your fingers and put your hand right in their eyes. That's not a foul, but it makes it so they can't see. First shot is no good. She'll get 2 more. But you don't want to make contact. Second shot is no good. Get 1 more. Arnaud. Put the shot up, and she hit 1 of 3. 27-14. Ball comes into Gibson. She's double team, triple team. Ball taken away. Peter Borg got it right back to Gibson. She's double team. Ooh, that might have been double dribble. 3-point shot, deep one by Gibson. Thomas down with the rebound for the Dragons. Rupp will bring it into the forecourt. Gets it to Arnaud. Back to Rupp. Shot from the corner. No good. And Richardson runs it down. Timeout. Billy K. sings. 30-second timeout. 27-14. Malad. I think I mentioned the girls' games tonight. If I didn't, we'll do it again. Rich is at Grace. West Yellowstone, Montana is at North Fremont. Highland at Canyon Ridge. Idaho Falls at Century. This is girls. Firth at Declo. Skyline at Hillcrest. Burley at Preston. Bonneville at Shelley. Bear Lake is at South Fremont. Rigby at Thunder Ridge, and Wendell is at Westside. Last night, the boys, kind of struggled a little bit. We'll have Salmon here. Salmon Savages will be here tomorrow night. Pretty quick turnaround. We just played them about 7 or 8 days ago up in Salmon. Ball goes through the hands of Osborne. She collects it, gets it to Peterborg. Peterborg, a little bunny hop there. Rebound, Xander fights for it. Man, they call it jump. Possession belongs to Soda. Peterborg will take it out of bounds. Taylor looking, gets it way outside over the head of Gibson. She did a good job running that down. Bounce pass is kicked by Bingham. Gibson lets it go out of bounds and rolls the length of the floor without bounds underneath the Malad basket. It'll be Soda's ball. Comes into Gibson. Gibson long lead pass to Xander. That was like a punt. Comes in and oh my God, scores and she's fouled. Well, good job off the left side. I used to think she was left-handed, but I think she's both-handed. I haven't counted that basket yet. Put the basket up there. Richardson at the free throw line. That's no good. They didn't post that 2-point basket yet. Free throw, no good. They only give her one free throw, so the basket had to have been good. Comes outside to Rupp. Shot up, no good. Gibson, or make it Peterborg. Down with the rebound for Soda, and I think that was a reach-in by Thomas. Back into the ball game. Replacing Shrink. Full court pressure by Malad. They've run this zone press all night. Tried to get it to Osborne. Ball kicked out of bounds. Good call by the Malad coach. You always want to quickly point your direction. You do that with fumbles on football. Ball comes in to Rupp. Rupp outside, crossover dribble, works to the left angle. Gibson covers down into the corner. Goes back outside. That's going to go into the back court. And that is a backcourt call. Some kids will just kind of let that roll. You want to get that and ground it. You want to run it down, or the other team will pick it up and score. Comes into the backcourt to Gibson. 3:10 to go in the game. Gibson, high post to Richardson. Osborne has her shot blocked by Jet Nelson. Long lead pass comes down to Rupp. Rupp puts it up and call a jump. And as Thomas and Gibson tie up, possession belongs to Milan. Rupp team down the ball. Comes into Nelson. Nelson pulls up 18 feet. Runs down her own rebound. Back in the corner. Rupp a three-point shot. Nelson with the rebound, but Peterborg is going to run it down. Went right through Nelson's hands. Peterborg into the forecourt. Got to get rid of it. Wow. Ball goes out of bounds. Belongs to Soda. I don't know how Peterborg escaped over there. She had Nelson with her long arms, almost giving her a bear hug over there. Somehow knocked it out of her hands. She got her dribble back. That shot was blocked, but they're going to call a foul on Rupp. I've got her for 3. Yeah, that's what the board says. Now put Gibson at the free throw line. She played a really, really tough game tonight. Shot is up, and that's off the rim. Should get one more. 27-16. Gibson for one more. Shot is up. Karam's off. Osborne battles for the rebound, ties it up, and the possession belongs to Soda. So Gibson will inbound the ball underneath the Soda basket. Lob comes into Osborne at the high post. Gibson from downtown. That was off. And the rebound down to Bingham. Rupp, make it shrink. We'll bring it into the forecourt. High post to Thomas. Long shot. What a pretty shot by Jet Nelson. That's her first basket from the floor. to go with 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 29-16, 2 minutes. Wow, what did they call that? They gave a timeout. Sort of call that. Malad couldn't call it. They didn't have possession. I think Billy Kay called that. Not too many boys games tonight. There's a lot tomorrow night, including Soda. Salmon will be here at Soda. Tonight, Rich is at Grace. Yellowstone, Montana is at North Fremont. Buell is at Marsh Valley. Skyview's at Middleton. And Aberdeen's at West J. Whole bunch of games tomorrow for the boys. About a dozen. I'll give those to you. 29-16. Peterborough gets it into Gibson. High post to Richardson. Tried to drop it down to Xander. Knocked away. Osborne came up with it. Gibson drives. Lob comes down to Peterborough. Was out of bounds. And I think they're going to say Thomas knocked it out of bounds. Peterborough. Well, that wasn't a good pass. Picked off by Nelson. Goes into the corner. Nice drive. Missed the shot. Up over the top is Thomas, and Thomas puts it in. Gibson pulls up. High post to Richardson. Richardson works to the left wing. Peterborough drives in and is fouled. Nice drive by Taylor. And that foul's going to go against Jet Nelson. That's just her first. And that'll put Taylor Peterborough at the free throw line for 2. Shot is up and good. Checking in is going to be Emma Daniels. (31-17). Second shot by Peterborough, banked it in. And you know I have a pet peeve about straightaway banks. She called it. I heard her. Minute 5 to go. Outside Nelson, down into the corner. 3-point shot by Daniel. Xander with the rebound. Cleared it to Osborne. Just about had a little bunny hop there. Gets it to Gibson. 55 seconds. High post. Richardson is knocked away. Gibson comes up with it. Jump ball. As Jet Nelson reaches in. Ties up Gibson. And the possession goes to Malad. About 3 kids that suit for varsity. They're heading for the dressing room. So we'll finish with the 5 that are on the floor. Osborne down with the rebound. Leave it for Gibson. 33 seconds. The ball is taken away. Frank down the left side. Bounce pass inside to Nelson. Nelson turns, shoots. That's no good. Frank collects it on the left side. Deep shot by Daniel. No good. Ball is knocked away by Richardson. Nelson got it back, but I think she was fouled at just 15 seconds. 14 fouls apiece. Ooh, I thought she was shooting. Malad will take it out of bounds. That foul went against Richardson. That's her second. Ball comes in. Shot goes up. Got a foul. I don't know if that was away from the ball. That's going to put Nelson at the free throw line. A big, tall kid. Good free throw shooter. She's 3 of 4. Shot is up, and that one's good. She only has 2 points from the floor. And at 6 foot, 6'1" maybe. She hasn't scored from the floor, just from the free throw line. She's hit 4 in a row, and she is 5 of 6. 10 seconds. 33-18. Bounce pass, high post to Richardson. She's double teamed, triple teamed. Gonna call a jump ball. And possession belongs to Soda with 4 seconds left to go in the ball game. Peterborg to inbound it on the side. Gets it into Richardson. 2 seconds. Shoot it. Oh, doggone it. Went right off of Lorelai's knee and out of bounds. 0.2 seconds. And again, theoretically, you can't get a shot off. They'll just inbound it and hold it. Final score, 33-18. Soda could only manage 4 points in that quarter. Trying to do the adding in my head, 7 points for Malad in that corner, in that quarter. Number 1 ranked Malad Dragons already on the floor warming up. Let me add up scoring for you. Give me just 1 second and I'll be right back. Okay, got Malad done. Hang with me. Okay, just about got Soda. Okay. For Malad in the junior varsity game, Sam Shrink with 2 points, hit a bucket in the first quarter. Jet Nelson with 7 points. She had a bucket in the fourth quarter and was 5 of 6 from the free throw line. 1 point for Macy Arnault. 1 of 2 from the free throw line. 2 points for Aspen Bingham. Hit a 2-point basket. 4 points for Cassie Rupp on 2 twos. 3 points for Brinley Hatch. Hit a 3-point shot. And Kennedy Thomas, 9 points. Had 4 twos and was 1 of 7 from the free throw line. Van Beber had 4 points on 2 twos, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And number 13, and I didn't have the name for the number, with 1 point on 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Malad hit on 8 of 19. from the free throw line, committed 13 personal fouls. For Soda, Danny Franson had 7 points on 3 twos, 1 for 1 from the free throw line. Lorelai Richardson with 4 points on 2 twos. She was 0 for 1 from the free throw line. Kayla Peterborg was 2 for 2 from the free throw line for 2 points. 3 points for Hallie Osborne. She had a 2 and was 1 for 6 from the free throw line. 2 points for Carly Zander on 2 for 3 from the free throw line. Soda hit on 6 of 13 from the free throw line, committed 13 personal fouls. At the end of the first quarter, Malad led it by 6, 11 to 5. Second quarter, Soda could only manage 2 points, and Malad not much better with only 3 points, made it 14 to 7 at halftime. Third quarter, Malad put up 12 points to Soda's 7, made it 26-14 at the end of 3. And in the final quarter, Malad outscored Soda 7 to 4 for a final score of 33 to 18. The Malad junior varsity wins it. I think it should just about be halftime. It is, and it's all Indiana. 35 to 7, the Hoosiers over the Ducks. Once again, Soda boys play here tomorrow night. They are 4-4 on the season, 0-1 in the conference. Salmon Savages will be here tomorrow night. Soda girls tied with Malad, 3-0 in the conference, 6-9 on the season. The last time out was the other night. Cards lost to Grace, in Grace, 66 to 56. Malad tonight. Aberdeen will be at Soda next Wednesday, and then Soda will be at Westside next Friday. Next home game for the girls will be Thursday, January 22nd. It'll be Declo here in Soda. Malad comes in 3-0, identical conference scores or games, 3-0, but Malad is 13-2 on the season. Lost to Lehigh, Utah, and lost to Bear Lake. They have 4 home games in a row after this one. Aberdeen next Friday. Then they'll have Wendell next Saturday. Then they'll have Declan, and then they'll have Westside, all at home. The conference looks this way. Once again, Malad 3-0, and they lead the conference because of their season record, which is 13-2. Soda also 3-0, identical conference records, but Soda is 6-9 on the season. Wendell is 2-1 in the conference, 7-7 on the season. Aberdeen 4-2, 2-2 in the conference. Tigers are 4-9 on the season. Westside 0-3 in the conference, 4-9 on the season. And the Hornets out of Declo 0-4 in the conference, 5-8 on the season. As I mentioned, Malad's 2 losses. Lost to Lehigh Pioneers out of Utah County, 43-39, pretty close game. And then Bear Lake, that's a good Bear Lake team, 57 to 50. Take a look at the coaches' rankings for the girls. Malad is ranked number 1. Ryrie is ranked number 2. Grangeville, 3. Firth is 4. And Parma is ranked number 5. Picking up votes, Ambrose, North Fremont, New Plymouth, and Soda. Soda picked up votes this week. 2As, Oakley is ranked number 1. Lapway is ranked number 2. Butte County is 3. Prairie is 4. And Grace is number 5. Picking up votes in the 2As, Kamei, Rimrock, Raft River, Council, and Lakeside. In your 6As, Eagle is ranked number 1. Rigby is 2. Then it's Middleton at 3. Coeur d'Alene is 4. And Madison is 5. Picking up votes, Bora, Timberline, Boise, and Thunder Ridge. 5As, it is Sandpoint, number 1. Mountain Home is number 2. Blackfoot is ranked number 3. Lakeland was 4. And Hillcrest is number 5. Picking up votes, Jerome, Pocatello, Burley, and Bishop Kelly. In the 4As, Sugar is ranked number 1. Bear Lake is ranked number 2. Marsh Valley is ranked number 3. Number 4 is Fruitland. Number 5 is McCall Donnelly. Picking up votes in the 4As, Timberlake, Weiser, Kimberly, Filer, and Teton. And there's the buzzer. Just moments away from the national anthem and starting lineups. 1As, Salmon River, Mackey, Deary, Garden Valley is 4, and then it's Cary. And then it's Pierce, Ledorf, Rockland, Cascade, and Genesee. I'll pick up votes. We'll wait for Jeff Horsley. We'll wait for the cheerleaders. There they are. I'll just let the mic pick this up.
And no.
Schools Idaho High School Activities Association, the Student Advisory Council, and the Statewide Sportsmanship Committee remind you that sportsmanship is an expectation, not a suggestion. Your cooperation and support of values and respect and good citizenship are appreciated. Please be attentive to those around you. Cheer loud, cheer proud, and cheer for your team. We'd also like to thank all of our athletic sponsors at Soda Springs High School and Idaho's dairy farm families, along with Dairy West as official sponsor of the Idaho High School Activities Association. Thank you, Dairy West. Tonight's featured sponsor is Point S Tires. Thank you, Point S, for your support of athletics at Soda Springs High School. At this time, I'd like to ask everyone to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America with our national anthem. The Soda Springs High School Pep Band, under the direction of Miss Kimberly Mumford, will be performing the anthem, and the Soda Springs High School cheerleaders will bring honor and attention to the colors.
feature national anthem by the Soda band. We'll pick up the start. Kylie Miller, Brinley Jones, Lizzie Haycock, and playing some she was a freshman. Mikhail Keith, Liv Nelson. Trevor Jones is the head coach for the Malad Dragons. Now we'll turn out the lights for Soda. It is dark. Jaden Parker. Courtney Grani. Rosie Harris. Maddie Kempe. And Anna Davis. Matt Grani is the head coach for Soda. Number 1 Dragons. Liv Nelson will be a handful tonight. Big kid. 6 footish. And she's not skinny. She's going to take up some space underneath that basket. She's really strong. Good player. There's the Dragons. There's a reason they're ranked number 1. It'll be Maddie Kempe jumping against Liv Nelson. Nelson easily controls it, comes down to Miller. Miller gets a pick, works to the right wing, working against Anna Davis. 3-point shot, hits the iron, rolls around and drops in. Brinley Jones. Nice soft touch. No, they called it a 2. I thought she was outside the arc. Izzy Haycock battling, goes down, and they're going to say ball belongs to Soda. It'll be Parker to inbound the ball. Same pressure in the back court that the JV ran. On the ball is Keach. Grani got to get it across the timeline, whips it up to Anna Davis. Davis down to the right wing, kicks it back outside to Parker on the angle, back to Davis, 3-point shot. It's splash. Anna Davis. 3-2. Soda into the forecourt. Haycock. Haycock will dish it back to Jones. Goes back to Haycock. Left wing to Miller. Miller to Haycock. Haycock gets a pick as she works around the arc. Left to right. Goes to the right wing. Jones drops it in to Nelson. Nelson, they'll leave it to Keach. Back to Nelson. Straight away is Haycock. 3-point shot. Got it. Wow. Michaela Keach. 5-3. 2-2-1 zone press. Courtney Grani up to Davis. Soda has numbers. Goes to Rosie Harris. She'll kick it back to Grani. Back to Davis. Davis across the top to Rosie Harris. Will leave it for Courtney Grani. Grani to Parker to Davis. Back to Harris. Harris on the angle. Grani drives right side. Drives out of the way and scores. We're tied at 5. Walking it across the timeline is Kylie Miller. Bounce pass to Haycock. Haycock terminates the dribble, gets it back, high post to Nelson, back over to Haycock on the wing, underneath Jones, and she stepped on the baseline. Brinley Jones, she's a good player too, she's tall. She's 5'10-ish, 5'11-ish. Ball comes into Anna Davis to Harris, underneath Kempe, and the shot was swatted away by Liv Nelson. Good passes by Soda. Moving the ball really well. Soda ball out along their own baseline. Harris gets the ball into Parker. Back to Groning on the wing. Groning, 3-point shot. That's short off the rim. Nilsson down with the rebound. They'll leave it for Haycock, who brings it across the timeline. Crossover dribble. Goes to the wing. And it is Miller. Miller back outside to Haycock. Shot is up and good by Miller. Spread the wealth out. Three baskets by three different players. Dangerous pass. Goes to Kempy and over the head of Harris. Back the other way. It is Malad basketball. Dragons lead by two, 7-5. They have the basketball as Haycock swings it left to Keach. Keach back up top between the rings. Gets it back to Izzy Haycock. Shot is up and by Miller. Kylie Miller with 4 points, her second basket. Pressure in the backcourt. Comes up to Parker. Parker will leave it for Harris. Harris back to Courtney Groning between the rings. Courtney Groning near midcourt working against Keach. Gets a pick from Parker. Works around the right wing. Drives to the baseline. Lost it. But they're going to say Malad was the last one to touch it. So they'll have the ball along their own baseline. It'll be Rosie Harris to inbound the ball. In the corner, Parker, open three. But Jaden Parker from the left corner. In the backcourt is Jones. Gets the ball up to Keach. Keach into the fourth court. Nice defense. Parker on Keach. Into Nelson. Nelson puts it up and in. We're not going to have a real strong answer for Nelson in the paint. Right side Harris, open three. There's the answer. 3 threes for Soda, and we're tied at 11. Millard pushes it to the right wing, all alone under the basket. She missed it. Got her own rebound. Nelson all alone under the basket. Mr. Chippy off the left side. Going to get a foul by Maddie Kempy. Malad ball along their own baseline. Oh, blocked by Dana Davis. Ball is loose. Nelson comes up with a 3-point shot. Splash. Haycock. 14-11. Lead pass comes to Harris. Harris outside on the angle to Groning between the circles. Groning working against Keach. Crosses over right down the lane. Lays it up and in. Groning right down Bloody Nose Lane. Right down the middle of the paint. Lays it up. Keach somehow ripped that away. Ball is loose. Groning ties up. Possession is going to belong to Malad. So far, Soda hanging right with them. 1 point lead for the Dragons. They have the basketball as it comes into Keach. Keach across the timeline, right angle, Haycock. Haycock to Nelson. Anna Davis on Nelson. Little walk there. Goes to Jones. Ball knocked away. It's loose. And call a foul on Soda. I think it's Harris. And then Rosie's going to pick up Soda's second foul. Checking in Van Bevel. And who else? Opens into Keach, right corner has an open three. Over the basket. In for Soda is Ellie Wood. Wood comes up with it. Groning lead pass. Comes down to Chingy. Shot from the corner, Anna Davis, no good. Ball is loose. Ellie Wood really battling for it. And then Kempy has about 3 Dragons tying her up. And possession belongs to Soda. Cards behind by 1, 14-13. Tingy will inbound the ball. Tingy inside to Davis to Wood. Nice pick by Davis. Wood drives to the right elbow. Wow. Van Bever knocks Tingy down. Malad comes away with the basketball. Haycock into the forecourt, drives down the right side of the paint, kicks it outside. Jones, 3-point shot, got it. She has 5 points. Dragons up by 4. Chingy, cross court to Davis. In the corner to Kempy, back to Davis. Ball knocked away. Groning comes up with it. Groning back to Anna Davis over the right side to Josie Tingy. Groning, right elbow, puts a shot up. Jones blocks the shot. Malad comes out of there with it. It's Haycock. Haycock into the forecourt, drives down the right side. 3-point shot. Keats got a 3. That's her second 3. 4 threes for Malad. And just like that, it's a 7-point lead. It was 14-13. Now it's 20-13. Ellie Wood outside between the rings. Goes around the arc, right side to Kempy. Give and go back to Wood. We'll leave it for Kingy. Kempy falls down. It's going to get tied up. And the possession will belong to Malad. Maddie, Van Bever, she is a big kid. Ball comes in to Keats. Here's Miss Keats. She's got bright green shoes on. Keats drives, pulls up inside the free throw line. I think that was a pass. And Kempy actually comes down with it. Running, double team, ball knocked out of bounds. Minnesota ball right in front of us. It'll be Ellie Wood to inbound the ball. Harris, Parker, check in for Kempy and Davis. Ellie Wood gets the ball into Parker. Parker slides to the right, back to the middle up top to Grunny. Back over to Parker on the right angle. Man defense. Comes into Harris. Harris leans in. Ooh, all kinds of contact. And the ball goes out of bounds, and they say Soda was the last one to touch it. Inbounding the ball will be Ward. Ball comes in, back to Ward. It's over the head of Jones and out of bounds. Good defense by the Cards. 20-13, 41 seconds to go in the first quarter. Parker gets it into Courtney Groning. Groning, backcourt to the forecourt, double team, gets it to Rosie. Parker, back to Harris. Groning. Ooh, that was double dribble. Harris saves it to Groning to Parker. Groning outside on the ankle, drives on Haycock, puts a shot up, blocked by Jones. Taken out of the air by Haycock. Haycock double teamed at midcourt. Ball comes up to Jones, left wing. Back up top, they work it to Van Bever, to Keach. Keach drives, puts it up with the left hand, and oh, doggone it. Joseph Kingy couldn't quite hang on to it. Goes off her knee, out of bounds. Checking back in will be Liv Nelson. Jones will check out. Anna Davis checks in for Courtney Groning with 1.4 seconds. Just time to get a little lob, and that ball is knocked away. That's going to be the end of the first quarter, with Malad leading it by 7, 20-13. It was 14-13, and then all of a sudden Malad just ran away. It is 42-7. 8:52 to go in the third quarter. It's all Indiana in the Peach Bowl. So it looks like it'll be Indiana, number 1 in the country, against Miami. Maybe the surprise in the playoffs. We'll move to the second quarter. Malad hit 4 threes in that first quarter. Keats had 2, Haycock had 1, and Brinley Jones had 1. Once again, Salmon Savages will be here tomorrow night. Girls' next game will be next Wednesday here at Soda Springs High School. It'll be the Aberdeen Tigers here. Soda ball to begin the second quarter. Groning gets it into Parker. Parker, backcourt to the forecourt with a left-hand dribble down in the corner to Groning. Nelson, nice pick by Harris. Harris from the corner off the rim. And down with the rebound is Haycock. Haycock will push it into the forecourt. Stops. Deep three by Van Der. Holy cow, that was 25-footer. Fifth three by Malad. Keach all over Groning. Groning still in the backcourt. Gets it up to Jaden Parker. Parker drives to the baseline, kicks it back to Groning on the wing, back to Parker. Three-point shot by Parker off the left corner. Rebound down to Maddie Van Bever. Ball comes up the floor to Ward. Ward on the left wing, back outside to Haycock. We've got two number 10s. Ball comes outside. It's Van Bever. Through an elbow, and they got a offensive foul. That brings out the 15 Malad referees that I got to my left. She threw an elbow. There was no doubt about it. Comes into Anna Davis. Over to Harris on the wing. Back to Davis. Gives him go. Blocked by Nelson. Haycock with the ball. Haycock will bring it into the forecourt. Guarded against Parker. Go to the wing to Keach. Keach will bring it around the arc. Works over to the right angle. Bounce pass to Van Bever. Van Bever has the ball taken away by Anna Davis. Davis into the forecourt. We'll leave it to Rosie Harris. Harris outside on the right angle. Drives. Maybe a little extra step. We need an extra step. Goes to Parker. To Harris. Parker has a shot blocked. She was just inside the free throw line. And Nelson blocks the shot. Haycock into the forecourt. Falls down. Maybe got foul on Anna Davis. Referee checking to see if that was a 10. Yes, it was. Checking in. Miller and Jones, Van Bever, and Haycock check out. 10-point lead, 23-13. Ball comes in to Ward. Ward outside between the circles, gets a pick from Keach. Ball goes back to Keach. Keach an open three, splash. That is her third three-point shot. Timeout, Soda. 26-13. Number one, Malad leads it. And you would think with Malad's size that the huge difference would be the Dragons inside the paint, but no, it's all from the outside with 6 3-point shots. They have hit more threes than they have twos. Wow, I'm glad I missed the Peach Bowl. That is all Indiana. In the backcourt, Anna Davis comes up to Harris, and Harris, little reach in. Starting to tighten it up a little bit. Soda ball on the side. Parker gets it into Harris. Harris to Groning. Groning against Keach. High post to Harris. Underneath. Oh, Kempe lost it off her foot. Pass was really low. Kempe really had to go down to get it. Full court pressure by Soda. Ball comes into Nelson. Keach. Keach drives hard. Cut off. Comes to Jones. Jones loses it. Kempe, nice save. Anna Davis. Davis to Parker. Goes to Harris. Harris straight away. Courtney Granning now. Granning over to Anna Davis in the quarter to Kempe. Harris crossover dribble. That was had the shot. Actually, it wasn't blocked. Nelson just put her hand up. And we're going to call a jump. And the possession belongs to the Dragons. 13-point lead, 26-13. Full court pressure comes to Jones into the forecourt. Jones to Keach. Now to Nelson all alone under the basket. Missed the layup. Ball taken out of there by Kempe to Gronding up to Wood. Back to Gronding on the left wing. Almost went to the hands of Wood. 3-point shot. Gronding got it. 7 points by Gronding. Ball comes up to Keach. The Dragons have numbers. Miller bounced past Nelson, lost it. Gronding comes up with it. Gronding into the forecourt. Gronding straight away over to Ellie Wood on the left wing. Back to Gronding. Gronding drives across the top. Bounce pass to Anna Davis on the right wing. In the corner to Parker. Ellie Wood on the right elbow drives. Has the shot blocked by Jones. Got her own shot. Rebound and is fouled. Down underneath there, there's like 3 Dragons that are a head taller than Soda. That foul went against Liv Nelson. That will put Ellie Wood at the free throw line. Ellie Wood, a senior, shot up and rims out. She'll get one more. Checking in for Soda will be Danny Franson. Checking out will be Jaden Parker. Ellie Wood for one more. Shot up and good. Right down to the bottom of the well. 26-17 as Haycock will bring it into the forecourt. Haycock against Gronin. Gets a pick from Keach. Works around the arc to the west, to the right side. And I think we're going to get a foul on Kempe from behind. That'd be her second. Maddie plays so hard that sometimes she gets into early foul trouble. Ball comes into Jones. Keach, an open 3. That's off the rim. Groning had it. Malad comes up with it, and a deep 3-point shot by Izzy Haycock. 3 threes in this quarter. Franson into the forecourt to Groning. Groning outside between the rings. Goes over to the right ankle. Wood on the wing has the ball taken away. It's loose on the floor. And the possession should belong to Soto. Josie Tingy will check in. And Kempe will check out. Franson to inbound the ball for the Cards. Got 5 seconds. Get it in. Gets it into Ellie Wood. Wood lost the handle on it. Ball is loose. Miller comes up with it. Miller to Keach. Keach pulls up and scores. 11 points for Keach. She has 3 threes and a 2. Groning, crossover dribble. Jones over the top. Knocks the ball away. Goes to Haycock. Haycock drives down the right side. Kicks it out. Jones, 21-footer. No good, and Franson down with the rebound for Soda. Crossover dribble for Groning, comes into the forecourt against Keach. Right side to Franson. Franson double teamed in the corner. Groning way downtown, missed it. Ellie Wood underneath for a rebound, tried to put it back and was fouled by Izzy Haycock. That'll put Ellie at the free throw line. She's 1 of 2 from the line. 31-17, 2:42 to go in the second. Number 1 Dragons with the lead. Wood puts a shot up off the heel of the basket, no good. Parker will check in for Anna Davis. Ellie Wood for one more. Ellie Wood, a senior. And she got the second one. She's 2 of 4. Malad has hit 7 3-point shots. Haycock from the right elbow, no good. Tingy with the rebound. Tingy up the floor to Courtney, grinding to Parker. Ellie Wood swings out, goes to Tingy in the corner. Josie Tingy back to Wood. Shot up by Franson, no good. Keach down with the rebound from Malad. Keach on the run. Going to take it in against Parker. Crossover, puts the shot up, and they're going to say Parker fouled her. Malad hasn't shot free throws yet. This is the first one. That foul will go against Jaden Parker. And Mikhail Keach puts the shot up, tickles the twine with the first one. She'll get one more. Van Bubber checks in for Liv Nelson. Harris and Anna Davis check in for Ellie Wood and Danny Franson. 32-18, 14-point lead for Milan. Second free throw, barely tickles the line, pretty shot. Peach with 13 points. Has 3 threes of 2 and is 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Ball comes into Courtney Groning. Groning will walk it up the floor. Miller will challenge her. Double team to the right side. I know this defense that Malad is running. It's kind of a zone, but it's not. It's got traps on the corner, and they're doing it very well. Comes into Groning. Back to Anna Davis. There's a double team. Goes to Tingy, and Jones takes the ball away. You can double team with this defense anywhere on the floor if you run it right. Jones' three-point shot. That went around. Jaden Parker had the deep rebound, and the ball is loose. Jones comes up with it. Jones, Van Bever, three-point shot, hits the iron, and I think we got a foul on the Dragons. 15-point lead, 33-18, a minute 29. Called an offensive foul on Brenna Jones. It's 5 fouls, so Rosie Harris will shoot. Harris steps up to the free throw line. Shot is up and no good. It's off the heel of the basket. She'll get one more. Minute 29 until halftime. 33-18. Second shot. Harris gets the second one. She has 4 points. Double team in the backcourt. Haycock just about threw it away. Ward, nice job. Back to Haycock to Jones on the wing. 3-point shot by Miller is good. Kylie Miller drills it from the left corner. Groning into the forecourt. Whips it past high post. Tingu. Davis drives. Shot blocked by Van Bever. They may have called. Yeah, Van Bever with the foul. That's her second. And that'll put Anna Davis at the free throw line. Anna has a 3, first trip to the free throw line. She's a junior. Shot is up off the rim. No good. She'll get one more. Anna Davis, second shot. That one whirls off the rim. Van Bever, Groning ties up Van Bever. Possession goes to Malad. Dragons with a 17-point lead, 58 seconds to go in the half. Lead pass comes down to Jones. Bounce pass. Miller under the basket. Van Bever, and she scores. 38-19, 19-point lead. High post. Tried to hit Rosie under the basket. Gone in a 3-point shot. That missed everything. Ward down with the rebound. 33 seconds. Haycock into the fourth court. Cross the top, over to Ward, back to Haycock. Shot clock, 23. Almost the same. And wow, what a third shot. Haycock rips the boards for a three. Her third three-point shot. Parker outside, 10 seconds. Harris, open three, off the rim. Van Beber has the ball knocked away by Tingy, 3 seconds. 3 seconds, Malat basketball. That's enough time to get a good shot off. Comes into Miller, 2 seconds, 1 second, shot up and off the backboard. And the Dragons put up 21 points in that quarter, and they lead it 21-19. Soda was 6 points in that quarter. So you can tell they are the number one team in the state for a reason. Let me add up the score for you. Wow, raining threes in here. Give me just a second. Malad hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 threes in that first half. Okay, I've got Malad done. Hang with me. I'll get soda added up.
In your concessions, we still have hot dogs, nachos, sour salad pizza, and if you're not a peanut butter fan, our cookies are now chocolate chip. I believe there are about 6 left. And also, if you have a nice supporter of real basketball, they're not next year.
Okay, I've got the cards added up. For the number one Dragons, Kylie Miller had a 3, 2 twos for 7 points. Brinley Jones, 5 points, a 3 and a 2. Izzy Haycock hit 3 threes for 9 points. 13 points for Mikkel Keach. She had 3 threes, a 2, and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Liv Nelson hit a basket for 2. And Maddie Van Beber had a 3 and a 2 for 5 points. Dragons hit on 2 for 2 from the free throw line, committed 5 personal fouls. For Soda, Jaden Parker hit a 3 for 3 points. Courtney Groning had a 3 and 2 twos for 7 points. Rosie Harris hit a 3 and was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Anna Davis hit a 3, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. Ellie Wood was 2 of 4 from the free throw line for 2. Soda hit on 3 of 8 from the free throw line, committed 5 personal fouls. At the end of the first quarter, Malad outscored Soda by 7, and it was 20-13 at the end of 1. Then in the second quarter, Malad outscored Soda by 15, 21-6. And we have a halftime score. Malad leads it by 22, 41-19. Check the football game. 42-15, third quarter, 4 minutes to go. Indiana leads Oregon. Wow. I don't think too many people would have guessed that. Taking a look at college basketball, Utah is in Salt Lake tomorrow. Or BYU, excuse me, is at Utah at the Huntsman Center. TCU will be at BYU next Wednesday. Boise State, they've got Utah State. The Aggies, with only one loss, will be at Extra Mile Arena in Boise tomorrow. And then Boise will travel to Las Vegas on Tuesday, face the Rebels of UNLV. Utah State, they are 4-0 in the Mountain West, 13-1 on the season. And again, they're at Boise State. They will have the Nevada Wolfpack in Logan on Wednesday. Idaho, 1-1. They lost to Montana last night, 79-73. So they're 1-1 in the Big Sky, 9-6 overall. Idaho State lost to Northern Colorado last night in Greeley, 85-72. So the Bengals are 1-2 in the Big Sky, 8-8 overall. Weber defeated Northern Arizona down in Flagstaff, 78-65. And Weber and Idaho State, they are sister schools. They will just switch opponents tomorrow. And the Bengals will travel to Flagstaff. And Weber State, the Wildcats, will travel to Greeley. Utah, 0-2 in the Big 12. And again, they've got BYU tomorrow. Rankings in college, Arizona, number 1, goes Michigan. Number 2, Iowa State, UConn, Purdue is 5, Duke, Houston, Gonzaga is 8, BYU is number 9, and then at number 10 is Nebraska. And it looks like Miami versus Indiana on Monday, January 19th for the national championship. Cardinals come back on the floor. Malad already out here. Take a look at the boys' rankings in our division. Wendell out of our conference, ranked number 1. St. Mary's, clear up in the Panhandle. They are ranked number 2. Declo and New Plymouth are tied for 3. Orofino is ranked number 5. Picking up votes, well, almost everybody. Ambrose, Riley, West J, North Fremont, Malad, Nampa Christian, West Side, Marsing, and Melbourne. All picking up votes. So that's the boys. Boys games tonight. Rich is at Grace. Yellowstone from Montana. They're at North Fremont. Buell is at Marsh Valley. Skyview is at Middleton. Aberdeen's at West J. Tomorrow, Salmon will be here in Soda. Then Idaho Falls will be at Minico. Bonneville's at Highland. Sugar is at Shelley. Twin Falls is at Preston. North Jim is at Taylor's Crossing. Burley is at Blackfoot. Jerome is at Century. Declo is at Malad. Teton is at Marsh Valley. American Falls is at South Fremont. And West Side, they are at Wendell. Girls rankings, one more time. You've got about a minute and a half. Malad, ranked number 1. Ryrie is ranked number 2. Grangeville is ranked number 3. Grangeville Bulldogs. First, number 4. And Parma is ranked number 5. Picking up votes, Ambrose, North Fremont, New Plymouth, and Soda actually picked up some votes. I know what I was looking for. There it is. In the football playoffs, wild card, Saturday, Green Bay's at Chicago, and the Rams are at Carolina. Sunday, San Francisco is at Philadelphia, Chargers at New England, and the Bills, Buffalo's at Jacksonville. Monday, Houston will be at Pittsburgh. Seattle got the bye in the NFC, and Denver with the bye in the AFC. About 20 seconds before we start second half. Once again, 41-19. Next Wednesday, the girls will be here against the Aberdeen Tigers. Dragons are ready to go. Soda already set for offense. Grani out of bounds. Straight across the way. Ball comes into Parker. We are underway. Parker into the forecourt. Gets a pick from Anna Davis. Davis to the left angle. Cut off there. Miller. Tough defense. Goes to Rosie Harris. Harris to Parker. Anna Davis. 3-point shot. Splash. That's her second 3. Good way to start the second half. And Acock, 3-point shot straight away. High for the rebound, Maddie Kempe. She'll leave it for Groning. Groning into the forecourt or the right side to Anna Davis. Back up top, Groning. Rosie Harris on the left elbow. Back to Groning. Rosie Harris straight away against Keach. Goes to Anna Davis, right wing. Groning swings out, back to Davis. Groning against Keach. High post. Harris back door to Kempe. Beautiful pass, and Maddie lays it in. Her first 2. 41-24. Sold at 5 unanswered points. Right side, Haycock in the corner underneath Jones with the left hand, lifted up short. Groning picks up the ball loose on the floor. Will drive it into the forecourt to the left side to Anna Davis. Back outside to Groning, across the top to Parker, right wing. Rosie Harris drives on Jones, lays it up. Jones blocks the shot. Harris got it back, and Harris lays it in. Great start for Soda. Timeout. Malad. 41-26. Cut a 21-point and 22-point lead down to 15. Soda, 7 unanswered points. So timeout, Trevor Jones, Malad coach. We could use a few more fans in the stands. We're about half of the crazies here, and it's about half full across the way. Appreciate everybody that tunes in. Pretty good numbers. I think last night, as I checked today, it was 388 had tuned in. And we appreciate that. Haycock will bring it into the forecourt. Courtney Groning will pick her up. Gets a pick from Keach. Nice switch. Parker goes to Jones. Inside to Nelson. Kempe covers Nelson. Miller. Right wing. Anna Davis. Tough. Comes out to Jones to Keach. Keach drives with the left hand. Groning all over Keach. Comes back outside to Haycock. Haycock backs it out. 4 seconds. Shot is taken away. Parker. Parker bounced past to Harris. Harris lost the handle on it. Ball is loose. Picked up by Parker. Comes outside. Groning across the top. Harris on the angle. 41-26. 5:40 to go in the third. Groning outside, holds up against Keach. Harris swings up, leans in. Harris puts it up. Nelson down with the rebound. I think that's going to be a reach in on Kempe. That would be her third. The referee said white 5. I like that when they shout it out. I can't read their fingers very often. Just, just the middle one. Comes to the right side, Keach. Keach holds up on the right angle, inside to Nelson, back outside to Miller. Miller drives the baseline, going to get a blocking foul, and that's either Davis or Kempe. If it's Kempe, it's 4. It is Kempe. Once in a while, she picks them up in bunches. She has to check out with 5 fouls. Tingy checks in for Kempe. Lob comes in. Ooh, got to watch the inbounder. And Haycock had an easy one, missed 2 of them. Tingy with it. Gets it to Davis. Courtney Groning into the forecourt. Harris straight away, 3-point shot. That's off the rim. Haycock with the rebound for Malad. Haycock will bring it into the forecourt straight away. Backs it out, set the offense. Works with the left hand to the left wing. Looking inside, had it for Jones, and Harris steps in front of Jones, knocks it away. Parker over to Anna Davis on the left wing. Davis bounce pass in the corner to Groning. Groning pulls up 18 feet, missed everything. Ball is loose, and Haycock comes up with it. Harris all over Haycock. Haycock will drive it into the forecourt. Up top between the circles, works to the right angle. Right wing, drive to the baseline. Courtney Groning tried to stay with her. Rebound is loose. Nelson to Miller, and Miller drops it in. 4 minutes passed before Malad got a basket. Malad with a steal. Goes to Jones. Jones, a 3-point basket. Down with a rebound is Keats, and Keats lays it back in. 45-26. Cross court to Tingy. Tried to hit Rosie Harris on a cutter. Too hard. Harris really, that one whistled right past her and out of bounds. Malad ball as it comes into Keats. They've kind of gathered themselves after they got outscored 7-0. They've come up with the last 4 each. Right wing. Oh, Nelson all alone. Somebody left the back door open. 6 points now in this quarter. Groning gets it to Parker. Up the floor to Harris. Harris in the forecourt. Bounce pass. Tingy. 3-point shot. Got it. Anna Davis. That's her third 3. Miller into the forecourt. Miller will work to the right angle, drives to the basket, underneath the basket. Nelson missed another one right under the basket, and she's fouled. That could have been anybody. I was thinking it was Groning. No, I'm going to call it on Anna Davis. That's her second. And that'll put Liv Nelson at the free throw line. 47-29. Free throw, rims out. She'll get one more. Ellie Wood checks in for Anna Davis. Nelson, one more. She has 4 points. Shot is up. That one's good. Van Beber checks in. Miller checks out. Jones will come up and challenge. Just a mid-court press. Jaden Parker, Groning comes up to Tingy. Tingy will leave it for Groning, who drives to the right corner. Gets it to Wood. Wood to the baseline. Back outside, passes loose, and Keach comes up with it. Keach bounce pass to Nelson. Nelson to Keach. Keach lays it short. Nelson with the rebound. Keach drives with the left hand, and Parker raked it away from Keach, but Parker will draw the foul. That should be the second foul on Jaden. And that'll put Peach at the free throw line. She's 2 for 2 from the line. That's 15 points. Timeout, Soda. Soda went out 7-0 in this third quarter. Then Malad come right back. Once again, boys here tomorrow night be the Salmon Savages. Can't remember the last time we matched up with Salmon. Boys beat them by about 30 up in Salmon. Salmon, yeah, they kind of struggle both football and basketball. They're in a tough conference. They're in District 6. And that's with Firth and North Fremont and Ryrie. Boy, if you live in Salmon, you really have to travel. I from St. George, and boy, did I travel. Now, once in a while, we would play Bear River, not Bear Lake, but Bear River. We go from St. George, one end of the state, to the other end, one south border to the north border. Mikhail Keach shot us up splash. Wow, she shoots pretty free throws. 3 in a row for Keach. 49-29, 20-point lead for the Dragons, 2:30. Second, oh, she missed one. Ellie Wood down with the rebound. Goes over to Harris. Harris drives in against Van Bever. Parker tries to keep it alive. She does. Comes outside. Groning to Harris. Groning, a deep three. That's off the rim. Parker knocks the ball away. Now, I tried to save it in the corner. Must have stepped on the line. I couldn't quite see the lines down there for the Soda bench. Give the ball to Malad, leading by 20, 49-29. Peach will bring it into the forecourt. Crossover dribble, goes to the right side. Jones, a three-point shot, splash. You can't even give them any whisper of being open. They'll drill it. They've hit more than Westside did last night. Cross court to Harris. Harris low blocks, kicks it back out to Groning. Harris, left wing, short. Tinky battles for the rebound, lost it out of bounds. But it went off from Malad. 52-29, a minute 40 to go in the third. Harris inbound the ball for the Cards, bounce pass to Davis. Back outside, Ellie Wood pulls up about 16 feet. That's off. Down with the rebound is Ward. Ward drives it into the forecourt. Back to Jones, open three. That's off the rim. And over the back is Keats. Well, again, one of my pet peeves. They try to tell me over the back is not a foul. Technically, no, it's not. Ooh, hit Ellie Wood right in the head. What did he just call there? The ball came in. Ellie Wood wasn't looking. They called timeout to let Jingy into the ball game. So they just gave Malad a layup and they wave it off. Trying to get Tingy into the ball game. Ball comes up to Anna Davis. She stepped on the sideline. Ward. Bounce pass into Keach. A minute 10. 52-29. Keach, bounce pass, high post. Oh, nobody into the basket. And Jones all alone. Jones with 10 points. Boy, they left that back door open. Ball comes up to Harris. Right side, three-point shot. Anna Davis missed everything. Wow. Taylor Ting really fighting in there, but Malad comes away with it. Keach will let the traffic clear. 30 seconds on the shot clock, 40 on the game clock. Bounce pass, high post to Van Beber. Drives, rolls over Tingy. Puts a shot up. Tingy down with the rebound. 27 seconds. Shot clock is off. Nellie Wood lost the handle on it, got it back, puts up a one-hander. That was down, come back out. Harris, Anna Davis to Wood. Courtney Groning about 23 feet, no good. Hits the rim and goes out of bounds. Jaden Parker will check in for Courtney Groning. Soda had those quick 7 points to begin this quarter, and then they've been pretty quiet. Leanna Davis with a 3-point shot after those 7. Ward drives to the corner. 1 second. Good defense by Soto. And the third quarter score is going to be 54 to 29. 15-point lead. As Malad put up 13, Soda 10 in that quarter. Once again, Soda girls will play here Wednesday against Aberdeen. And then they'll be at Westside next Friday. Boys, they've got Salmon here tomorrow. It'll be fun just to see a team that, well, I haven't done any of their games, and I've been doing this a long time. Of course, I was kind of with that team down south when the radio station disappeared. Did Cokeville football for about 4 years, maybe 5. I love Cokeville. Those people are awesome. When I put the Bear Lake girls on the radio, and did them, used to tell them I was from North Montpelier. And they thought that was pretty funny. They all knew where I was from. Haycock kicks it out to Miller. Running on Miller. Ward about a 15-footer. Got it. That is her first basket. Pressure in the backcourt. Anna Davis gets it up to Harris. And ball stolen away by Kylie Miller. Miller quick hands. Kempe playing with 4 fouls. With the steal, steps in front of the pass. Running up to Anna Davis. Ball stolen away from Davis by Ward. Gets it over to Keach. Keach puts it up to the left hand. Ward down with a rebound. And Ward will go to the free throw line. And that is Kempe. And that is Maddie's 5th. So Maddie will have to grab some pine for the last 7:21 in the ball game. That'll get Ellie Wood off the bench. And Ward will go to the free throw line. Wow, this really looks like the number 1 team in the state. They are so good. Shot is up, splash. 1 more free throw for Ward. Second shot, nothing but net. 4 points for Ward. Coming down to 7 minutes. Oh, Parker lost it off her foot, kicked it over to Groning. Groning, tough defense by Keach, gets it over to Anna Davis. Davis drives down double teams. Wow, this defense is a yo-yo kind of a defense. Ellie Wood misses the 3. Anna Davis, I thought, knocked that out of bounds. But you kind of got to understand the game to understand this defense. Depends on whether the ball is on the floor, whether they've terminated their dribble, whether they haven't started their dribble. 3-point shot by Groning. Davis has the ball ripped away, falling out of bounds. Was Keach. And they're going to say Davis was the last one to touch it. But it's kind of complicated. But I've seen the boys, especially Provo High School, run this type of a defense. And ball was knocked away by Ellie Wood. Got it back to Parker as she was going out of bounds. We called it a yo-yo zone, and they yo-yo in and out, like I say, depending on whether you've terminated your dribble, whether you're on your dribble, or whether you still have your dribble. They double team the ball anywhere on the floor. And these kids from the lab are running it so well. Harris to inbound the ball comes into Parker. Ward all over Parker, gets it to Harris. Harris from the left corner. Ellie Wood with the save. Harris drives in and scores. Nice save by Ellie Wood. Falling out of bounds, got it into Harris, cutting to the basket. Outside, Haycock to Keats. Parker, oh my goodness. Called the foul on Parker, and I thought that was pretty clean. Jaden picks up her third foul. Keats will inbound the ball. Comes into the backcourt to Kylie Miller. Reverses it on Ellie Wood. Good defense by Ellie. Goes over to Van Bever. Cutting in Kylie Miller, and she was fouled. Miller has 9 points. This will be her first trip to the free throw line. Jones and Nelson. That gives you about 6 extra feet checking in. Miller at the free throw line. That foul was against Anna Davis, her third. Shot is up and off the rim. Nelson has to be about 6 feet tall. Jones, 5'10-ish, 5'11-ish. Miller, one more. I remember their volleyball team. They were so good, so tall at the net. Set that one rallies around. I think they're going to get Nelson over the back. And that wasn't much. And again, getting back to my over the back. No, over the back is not a foul unless you make contact. And you can't go over the back without making contact. Rosie Harris from the free throw line. Nelson down with the rebound. Gets it to Miller. Crosses over. Crosses back over. Drops it into Nelson. And without an offensive foul, Rosie Harris just got pancaked. Ended up on the back of her lap. And they called the foul against Miller. Harris shaking up just a little bit, holding her wrist. 58-31, 27-point lead. Parker, cross over to Groning, back to Parker, back to Groning. Bounce pass is kicked out of bounds right in front of the Soda bench. 27-point lead with 5:27 to go in the ball game. In the corner to Anna Davis. Davis, a little lob pass out to Groning. High post to Ellie Wood. Groning about 22 feet straight away. A rebound down to Kylie Miller. Haycock into the forecourt. Drives, hooks it up, and she's fouled. Smart play. That's what you do. That foul is going to go against Courtney Groning, and that's just Courtney's first foul. Stayed out of foul trouble. Haycock with 9 points, first trip to the free throw line. Shot is up and good. She'll get one more. 59-31. Haycock, one more. Sets, shot up, and that one's good. 11 points for the senior, Izzy Haycock. Parker to Groning. Groning outside, high post to Tingy. Anna Davis, 3-point shot off the rim. Josie Tingy back to Davis. Davis another three. That one's off the rim. Ellie Wood battling Jones for the rebound. And they're going to say it went off of Jones, or Jones was touching the ball and touching the baseline. I'm not sure what they called down there, but they give the ball to Soda. Tingy to inbound the ball outside Groning. Groning drives, hooks up a wild shot from the free throw line and scores. What a circus shot by Groning. 15 feet straight away. Haycock outside, backs it out. Groning on the defense. Goes to Nelson. Backdoor to Haycock, and they left it open. Didn't even have to ring the doorbell, just laid it in. Parker over to Anna Davis on the left wing. Goes to Groning. Parker almost taken away by Miller. Back to Groning on the angle. Corner to Tingy. Tingy drives, throws up a wild shot. Davis with the rebound. Davis, wow. Not much of a foul there. It looked like a pretty good block by Miller. Miller's going to get the foul, and Anna Davis will go to the free throw line. She's 0 for 2 from the line. Just a junior. Shot is up and good. Splash. Right down to the bottom of the well. Jet Nelson comes in. And Van Bever comes in. I don't know if the Nelsons are sisters. They're about the same height. Jet, I think she's a freshman or a sophomore. Second shot, no good. Van Bever down with a rebound. Off to Keach. 3:54 to go in the ball game. Keach, high post, backdoor. Van Bever to Ward. Anna Davis with the rebound. Davis will push it into the fourth court. Pulls up on the right past Groning. That's going to go in the back court. And Keach tried for it, and she was on the sideline. Ball comes into Courtney Groning. Up the floor to Jaden Parker. Parker goes to the right side to Davis. Davis drives to the baseline off the right side, goes to Groning. Back outside to Ellie Wood. Harris on a cover, and Jet Nelson ties her up. Remember Jet, soft volleyball player. She really didn't only score like one basket in the JV game. I'm looking right now. At 7 points. One basket was 5 for 6 on free throw. Rosie Harris, 3-point shot off the left wing. And that's 11 points for Rosie. She racked the net. That swished so hard. Franson will check in for Davis. Referee had to take the ball and throw it back up through the net, bring the net down. Peach with 3:05 to go. Crosses over, working against Parker. Parker just about got the pick. Bounce pass down to Nelson. Nelson puts the shot up. Well, I'm going to say Jet Nelson easy, 6 feet tall. Good looking kid, just a young kid. Comes up to Rosie Harris to Ellie, and it's knocked away. Coming up with it's Kylie Miller. Miller will get it to Ward. France and dives for it. Gonna get a tie up. Possession will belong to Milan. France and she's taking inventory. Got both ears, both eyes, got her nose. She is so tough. Just a freshman. Ball comes in. Franson just about knocked it away from Van Bever. Comes outside to Keach. Keach will back it out and set the offense against Ellie Wood. Keach holds it up. Woods tightens up the defense. Goes to a high post to Van Bever. And that's going to be a foul on Franson. That's just Danny's first personal. That'll put Van Bever. She has 5 points. First trip to the free throw line. Shot up by Van Bever, rims off, no good. 62-37. Van Bever, one more. Shot is up. That one's too hard, but Keach comes down with a rebound. It's loose. Harris has it, and Harris was tripped. Did a good job just keeping her balance. I'm going to call that against Keach, and that's her third. 2:21 to go. Soda has 5 fouls. Malad is in the bonus. And Malad has 4, so the next foul, Soda, is in the 2-shot bonus. Ball tried to get it up to Ellie Woods, taken away. Miller, Keach. Whoa, what footwork by Keach as she lays it in. Wow, she's a good player. Nice crossover dribble by Courtney Browning. Keats stays right with her. Lob to Franson. Franson on the angle. Back outside to Jaden Parker to Ellie Wood on the left wing. Wood drives in. One-hander. Put up a little floater. Long lead pass. Ball knocked away by Jaden Parker out of bounds. With 1:43. Oh, they're going to say that Malad touched that. Not quite sure I saw that way. Frank checks in for Malad. She's about 4 feet tall, but she's really fast. Played a good job in the JV game. Tingy, Franson just about lost it. Franson outside, high post Ellie Wood, fakes, drives down, Vanderbetter really mugged her. That wasn't even fair. Ellie will go to the free throw line. She's 2 of 4. From the free throw line, 1:24. 64-37. Wood shot up too hard. It's off the back of the iron. She'll get one more. Taylor Tingy checks in. And Hallie Osborne checks in. A couple of the younger kids getting some playing time. Ellie Wood, second shot. It's good. She's hit every other one. She's 3 of 6. Miller will walk it up the floor into the fourth court. Scrapes Tingy off a pick. Goes down. Select to Bingham, and Bingham scores. 1:05 to go. Branson outside. Shrink kind of fell down. She got right back up. Goes to Wood in the right corner. Bounce pass in the low blocks to Franson. And what did they call there? They called that a jump. Soda possession. Franson gets it outside to Taylor Tingy. Taylor Tingy lost the ball to Miller. Miller down the left side. Franson blocked her shot. Wow. Danny Henson had to make up about 5 yards, run it down and block that shot. Underneath, Nelson misses an easy one, put it back up, missed that one. Bingham with the rebound, and Bingham is fouled. Man, 38.4 seconds. That foul went against Danny Franson. That's her second. Bingham, bright orange shoes. Hits the first one. I think she's a port sider. Anymore, they kind of throw them up there with 2 hands. She's lefty. That one goes up, she misses it, but Ward comes down with a rebound. 35 seconds. Miller outside, across the top. Ooh, Frank had to go way up. And goes into Jet Nelson. To Ward, bounce pass to Bingham. Ellie will block the shot, but I think they're going to get Ellie with the foul. Shot clock is off with 21 seconds left. First foul on Ellie Wood. And Bingham back to the free throw line. Shot is up and good. 2 of 3 from the free throw line. She'll get one more. Shot is up. That one's short. Ball ripped away by France, and Nelson had it. 18 seconds, and I think they're going to call a reach-in. We'll walk to the other end. We had 9:54 to go in the Peach Bowl, and it's 49-15, Indiana. Franson at the free throw line. Shot is up and good. We're right down to the bottom of the well. That foul was against Bingham. Franson, one more. Looks up the right-handed shot. Got them both. Miller, 1 second. And that's the ball game. 68-40. A 28-point ball game by the number one Malad Dragons. Both teams will shake hands in the middle of the floor. Boy, you can tell number one. Let me add up the scoring. Hang with me. And again, this is one of those games. We'll see if we can get Matt up here. Sort of knows. A lot of respect there by the coaches and by the kids. Sort of knows that they just got beat by the number one team in the state. And it wasn't really inside. I thought it was going to be a lot of points in the paint. It was really threes. Hang on, I'll add up scoring. We'll be right back. Still adding. Okay, think I got the Dragons done. Working on soda. Hang with me. Okay, think I got soda. Okay, think I got it. Want to thank my buddy Sue Haley tonight running the camera and the computer. 9 points for Kylie Miller. Hit a three twos, was 0 of 2 from the free throw line. Brinley Jones with 10 points, hit 2 threes and 2 twos. 13 points for Izzy Haycock. Hit 3 threes, a 2, and was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Nikhil Peach with 18 points. Hit 3 threes, 3 twos, and was 3 of 4 from the free throw line. 5 points for Liv Nelson. Had 2 twos, was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Ward, Peyton Ward, the junior, had 4 points, a 2 and 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Maddie Van Bever with 5 points, had a 3 and a 2, was 0 for 2 from the free throw line. And Bingham, I just know it's Bingham, Aspen Bingham, had 4 points, had a 2, and was 2 or 4 from the free throw line. Dragons hit on 10 of 14 from the free throw line, committed 13 personal fouls. For Soda, Jaden Parker hit a 3, that was in the first quarter, 3 points. Courtney Grunning with 9 points, had a 3 and 3 twos. 11 points for Rosie Harris. She hit 2 threes, 2 twos, and was 1 of 2 from the free throw line. Maddie Kempe had a basket in the third quarter for 2. Anna Davis with 10 points. She had 3 threes and was 1 of 4 from the free throw line. 3 points for Ellie Wood on 3 of 6 from the free throw line, and 2 points for Danny Franson on 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Soda hit on 7 of 14 from the free throw line, committed 16 personal fouls. At the end of the first quarter, Dragons led it by 7. It was 20-13. Second quarter, Malad stretched it out, outscoring Soto by 15 in that second quarter to make it a 41-19 halftime score. Third quarter, Dragons outscored Soto by 3. It was 54-29. In the final score, final quarter, Malad put up 14 points, Soto's 11, and the final score, 68-40. Like I say, we'll wait a minute to see if Matt comes up. The girls' next game will be a conference game. That'll be next Wednesday, as Aberdeen will be at Soda. And then Friday, January 16th, the girls will travel to Westside. And then Thursday, January 22nd, Declo Lady Hornets will be here in Soda. The boys play tomorrow. Salmon will be here in Soda tomorrow. So we'll have the Savages here. Soda handled them pretty easily up in the Salmon. Soda had a rough night last night against Westside. Good Westside team. I think in just 2 games between the boys and the girls, I don't think I've seen so many threes in my life. Grace will be at Soda next Thursday. The gals lost to Grace the other night by 10. So the Grizz will be here next Thursday. And then that's the boys. That was the girls that lost by 10. This will be the first matchup with the boys. So Grace will be at Soda Thursday, boys. And then the boys will be at Declo Saturday, January 17th. So the boys here tomorrow night. Girls against Aberdeen here next Wednesday. So Malad goes 4-0 in the conference. Soda goes 3-1. Malad goes 14-2 on the season. Soda goes 6-10. Good Malad team. We'll give Matt just a second. Once again, college games going on tomorrow. You got BYU at Utah, Utah State at Boise, Um, Montana State will be at Idaho, and Idaho State will be at Northern Colorado. Utah, they've got BYU, but then they'll be at Texas Tech next Wednesday. Football playoffs, it looks like they're set. It'll be Miami versus Indiana for the national championship. Utah Jazz, they won last night at the Delta Center, 116 to 114 over Dallas. They've got Charlotte in Salt Lake tonight, and then they've got 4 games on the road. They just finished 5 games on the road. You can remember the schedule last year with the Jazz. They just have a bunch of games on the road. In the West, Oklahoma City leads the West 31 to 7 on the season. Then it's San Antonio 26 to 11. Then Denver 25 and 12. In the East, Detroit, the Pistons are 26 and 9. New York 24 and 13 are the Knicks. And then the Boston Celtics are in third place with a 23 and 13 record. NFL games tomorrow. Green Bay will be at Chicago. Rams will be at Carolina. Sunday, San Francisco at Philadelphia. Chargers will be in Boston, face New England. And then the Bills will be in Jacksonville. And then Monday night, Houston, there's Matt right there. Monday night, Houston will be at Pittsburgh. The byes go to Denver and San Francisco. Matt Ronning joins us, and I watched the coaches after the game and the kids, and I just saw a lot of respect between the two teams. That was. Well, they are ranked number one in the state. They kind of showed it tonight. They lit it up.
They lit it up is kind of an understatement a little bit, but yeah, we do have a lot of respect. Both teams, these seniors have played against each other since they were in the 5th grade, so they know each other really well. I've coach for a long time, and we have all the respect in the world for them, and that's a heck of a ball club.
Well, I think on the bright side, we're just 3-1 in the conference. Malad goes 4-0, so we're still solid second. Kind of shaking up a little bit like it did last year, as we work for seeding as we go towards the district tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I'm. This might sound weird, but I'm really happy with the way we played tonight. I've seen a lot of positive things on our side tonight. A lot of people don't know certain things you're working on as a team that you want to get better at and things you want to do. And we did some things tonight that I was very happy with. And to your point, I fully intend to be playing for, and so do the kids on our team. We fully intend to be in that district championship game.
What are some of the things we got Aberdeen on Wednesday here? Um, I thought we worked the ball really well, and the defense is always so aggressive. They were just a much better team, but I saw really bright spots tonight. Rosie Harris tonight, she came up with where'd she go? 11 points for Rosie. But those kids are so tough. Maddie, Courtney, they're all just, they really put their nose on the grindstone every night.
Yeah, and a game like tonight, they had every opportunity in the world to slouch their shoulders and feel sorry for themselves. And this team doesn't have that in them. They're still going to work on making themselves better and getting better as a team. And like I say, there's things people don't see that I see out there that we are truly getting better at. And honestly, that's back-to-back games where I've been pretty dang happy with the offensive performance.
Explain Malad's defense a little bit. They had, I call it kind of a yo-yo zone where they double team anywhere the ball was. Sometimes it depends on whether you got your dribble, whether you put the ball on the floor, but anywhere we had, That was a really well disciplined defense tonight, and we really had to work our way out of it.
You realize you're asking a coach that just gave up 66 points to explain the defense, right? That doesn't sound very good. Why don't you tell me what I did wrong? No, it is. And the thing about it is they're just so disciplined in it. They know their rotations so well, and they're well rounded. You know, their guards are quick, and then they have bigs. If you've seen in that first half, once we beat the front line, we were met by
6 footers.
6 footers inside, and you know we don't have any 6 footers, and so that makes it a challenge for us. Is we have to hit our outside shots, which we started the game doing really well, then kind of cooled off a little bit.
Well, when you scout them, did you expect that from the outside? I know they're so tall. Um, Liv Nelson, she blocks out the sun uh, down there, and then the Jones kid, she's pushing 6 feet, and I thought they would really dominate us in the paint, but it was outside where they kind of got us.
Yeah, honestly, that's what I expected. That team can flat shoot the ball. Now they shot 60% in the first half. They were 9 for 14, and I, I will say 3 of those were a defensive lapse on our part, but the other 6, I felt like we were in good defensive position, and they just flat made the shot, and you just kind of have to live with that. But that team, they go. I've watched enough film, and I watched them long enough. Is That's what they do. They'll go on those streaks of hitting 3 and 4 threes in a row. In the blink of an eye, you're down 12 points, and you're playing pretty good ball. And that fast, you're down double digits. And they're well enough coached and they're well enough disciplined that once they get double digits on you, it's really tough to try and come back on them.
Do you even look in the rearview mirror on this one, or we just get ready for the Tigers here, and what do we prepare for next Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean, I won't look back at this one. I'm going to take, like I told you, there's several positives that we took away from this game that we can continue to build and improve on. You know, the end goal is to get in that district championship game and to make it to state again. As you know, you get to state, it's a 1 game deal, and anybody can pull one out on any given night. And that's still our goal, and that has not changed. We got better tonight. I tell the kids, I mean, it's not about the score, it's about getting better. And they they've all bought in. Their heads are held high. They don't like losing. They know I hate losing, but we're getting better. We're going to see that team 2, if not 3 more times. And so we'll just keep getting better. And our goal is to make it to the championship game and then see what happens.
I thought tonight, and a couple times I didn't. If you didn't look at the scoreboard, the fight in the kids, you wouldn't know what the score was because of the way our kids fight, and that's something you really got to be proud of.
Yeah, I actually had one of the refs come by and said the exact same thing to me. He's like, this was a much better game than what that scoreboard shows. And I feel the same way. I mean, again, it's just I don't like that we lost, and I don't like losing by that many, but we did a lot of good things. And that's, you can sit and dwell on the negative and the loss number, and that doesn't do you any good. All we can do is find what we improved on and continue to get better and continue to build on that. We're just constantly building. It's like I told them, this is a mountain we're climbing right now, and we don't want to be on the top. And we're not on the top, but we're making progress. That score means nothing to us. I know what we did to improve tonight. We made progress, and we're getting better.
All right, we'll let you go. Get ready for those rascally Tigers, and that'll be a Super Bowl for them. They're still looking for a win, and if they could clip us here, that would make their season. So, is there anything about Aberdeen? I know they're struggling. They're like 0-10, but. There's been years, been a couple years where they actually beat us when they had those twins, and that. But they would like any kind of a win.
I actually think they beat West Side. It was either last night or the night before by 2. That so I mean, they have that potential to them. They've got a couple of really good shooters that you can't leave, and so that'll be our key. That'll be who we key on there. But I know I sound like a broken record, but we'll just continue to work on the things that we need to do to get better as a team, and hopefully by the end of the season we're where we want to be.
All right, we'll let you go. Don't look at the scoreboard and just move forward.
That's it right there. Thank you, Glade.
All right, Matt Grunning joining us here in the post game. Final score, once again, number one team in the state. They win it 68 to 40. That's going to do it here. Glade Bullock for Sue Haley. Good night, everyone.